fantastic game last week and was just about the best man on the ground in my opinion, and was just about the key to Rosebud having continual drive into the forward line.
Hastings though has a little bit more mobility in those key positions to go against them. Last week we saw them demolish Pearstale, but Rick Wells, Brendan Rooney, Mark Fisher, they're not really quick and agile players, whereas Hastings has the young guys for pace and Rhodes.
That's true. I mean,
they can go with them.
For Pace and Foster is going to be a fantastic matchup, I think. I think it'll be the matchup of the day, and I believe that I just think that Rosebud, I followed them right through and they've hit form at the right end of the season, and I don't think Cameron Doyle will let them forget last year. It must have hurt last year. They were odds on pops. Everyone said, oh, we'll go down and watch it, but Rosebud will walk up third.
Taking Foster and Fenby, Andrew McCartney taking Johnston at full forward, and let's have a look. Gary Wilson's gone to a back pocket. Gene Smith has picked up Fenby.
There'll be one to watch out for.
Okay, we've seen a flag to Rosebud today. A flag to Karen. He'll take the big one as the siren goes to start the Division 2 Grand Final. Darryl Lucas going in against Big McRae. It's an awkward bounce. It falls for Phil Jeffries. He cops one high and they file on top of him. The umpire missed that one. Oh, and there's a little bit already. A few arms being thrown around the umpire. Greg Watsford in there very smartly to find a free kick. It's going Rosebud's way and a 50 metre. Rowan White's got the footy.
Yes, Phil Jeffries bounced up from that high tackle and got straight up to him and said, come on, let's get into this, grab the ball, and they're right into it, Rosebud.
Pass comes from White, in towards full forward, almost a mark back there to McCartney. The ball hits the deck. It's about 35 metres out from Rosebud's goal, and there's going to be a bounce. Players just sort themselves out. Alan Foster shapes as if he's going to take this for Rosebud.
Smith is wearing Fenby in the goal square, absolutely wearing him.
Lucas, Foster gets a tap away. Comes down, a chance there for Rosebud. Ball spills free though. Getting after it there was, looked like in the back line, Shaw Mays, and he kicks it out wide towards the boundary line, and there's going to be a throw in about 25 metres around on the outer side of the ground. McRae playing a kick behind the game. Foster having to do the ruck work in the pocket. Gets a tap down, but he knocks it straight back over the boundary line. And there'll be another throw in. We're about 20 metres around now from the Rosebud goal as we're playing in bright sunshine here at Frankston Park. No sign of the rain. In it comes. Foster tries to take it out of the ruck. Dribbles a little kick towards full forward. They dive in after it. Glom's in there, can't pick it up. Quick kick out comes from Gene Smith and right back from whence it came, out of bounds. This time we're about 30 metres around. Outer side of the ground, Rosebud kicking to the Port Phillip Bay end.
Looks like Jamie Rhodes has got the job of dropping back on McRae when he's out of the action there.
Throw in comes to Fenby. Quick kick towards full forward. It doesn't make the distance. In they go after it again. A chance for Hastings to clear. This time Powell gets clear at half back. High kick towards Rhodes in the centre of the ground. Almost taking the mark was Coffey. Now he runs onto it. Chance for Hastings. Oh, Coffey tripped. Play on to the umpire. Now he's going to play it too high. It's going back to David Coffey, and Hastings a chance to go into attack for the first time. David Coffey slightly forward to the centre. Going wide towards forward. Oh, but a great diving mark by Urfus. Play on, calls the umpire. That was a clean mark, umpire. It may go after it now. Going in solidly with Urfus. Ball comes out wide towards forward, but the umpire's whistle's gone again, and there's a Rosebud free kick. And this looks like Rowan White getting back in defence.
Looks like a very fired up Andrew Urfus up at forward there.
Urfus went in very hard in that pack. Kick comes back towards Coffey, who marks well at half forward. He's about 70 metres out. He's going to kick straight across the ground. Grubbing sort of a kick. Looking for Sperry. Sperry now goes long towards full forward. They set themselves in the goal square. It's all Rosebud. Bowering does the cleaning up work. Oh, good tackle. Picked up by Lewis. Lewis snaps over his shoulder. It's going close towards the goals. Just across the face and through for a behind. The first score of the Division 2 Grand Final.
Hastings looking a lot better into attack. Players up the ground and moving the ball down well. It'll be Wilson to bring the ball back into play for Rosebud. Hastings going to the Car Street end, the scoring end of the ground in this Division 2 Grand Final. Wilson comes to the Frankston Social Club side of the ground, looking for Foster. He can't mark, ball hits the deck. Wilson over the top of him, forces the ball over the line and out of bounds, and a throw in on the 50-metre line. Well, it must have been out of bounds and a full actually off Wilson. And so the resulting free kick will go there to Glum. Glum comes up towards the scoreboard side of the wing, looking for Alan Foster. He can't mark. Forward picks up. Handball's off to Mays. Mays kicks there forward, looking for Wilson. Well roved in there by Coffey. Runs inside 50, goes short. Effort. Drops what he should have taken. Forward to deck now, and in comes Wilson trying to get it out for Rosebud. He can't do anything with it. Running away with it now to be Bowring on his left. Switches play, shocking kick, and the ball will go over the line and out of bounds for the throw-in. But a free kick back to Wilson, to Bowring. That Coffey dealt with him after he got rid of it. So Bowring will take the free kick in the back pocket for Rosebud.
Jason Conlon is tagging Cameron Doyle, and he hasn't even looked at the play yet. He's just looking at Doyle.
So Bowring will clear there for Rosebud. Goes to the grandstand side of the ground. Looking for Ian Alan Foster over the back, can't mark. Forward to deck, Powell can't get it either. Over the line and out of bounds. So there will be a throw-in at the just on the Hastings attacking side of centre wing position, grandstand side of the ground here. Hastings 1 point. We played just on 5 minutes of football. Rosebud yet to score the throw-in. Lucas over the back, gets it down well to Wiskin with a right foot kick. No one home there for Hastings. Bowring, it falls off his chest. Punts towards the boundary line, gets in play by Wiskin. Bowring going for it. He's dealt with by Foyt. Great hip and shoulder. Back off there first. Kicks the goal, but misses. Second point to Hastings, but a good build-up.
Yeah, it's a very good build-up there. Looks like Hastings have had it in their forward line for the last 5 minutes of the play, and they're looking very threatening at the moment. They've just got to get their kicking boots on.
Scott Wilson has a player loose in the pocket in Michael Cusack. He's going wide into the pocket now looking for Hill. Hill can't mark. He's on top of the ball. He gets it out. A chance for Hastings as it comes to Scotty Williams. Williams is grabbed, but he's taken high, says the umpire, and Scott Williams will take a free kick just inside the 50, close to the boundary line on the social room side of the ground. He goes in short. He's got a player loose there. Oh, almost a great mark by Urfus. Can't hold it though, and Wilson sees it safely out of bounds, and possibly the wrong option there for Williams.
Definitely the wrong option there, because it's very difficult to kick a goal from there with the wind blowing across him.
The boundary throw in about 35 metres around from Hastings goal. They're kicking to the Carr Street end, and there's a little bit of breeze in that pocket. Tap out comes towards Andrew Foster. Screws it back over his shoulder. White can't mark. Forward goes in hard, but the ball's knocked out of bounds again. We've seen a lot of throw-ins so far in his first 10 minutes.
First looked dangerous already though.
Yes, he's been leading. He's leading out, and they're looking for him very well.
Throw in right on the 50-metre line. McRae goes up. From behind is Rhodes. McRae gets it down. Chance there for Sperry. Sperry taps it on inside the 50. Picked up by Wiskin. Screws it back towards full forward. Ball lands at the top of the square. Hits the ground. Coming through solidly there was Bowring. But his kick's gone wide, high and wide, and out of bounds on the full. And Hastings keeping the pressure on.
It's only a matter of time if this keeps going that Hastings is going to start scoring goals.
Sperry has the kick. He's kicking from outside 50. He's going to lob this right at the top of the square, looking for a big mark. Urfus there, coming across the front. A big mark it is too. It looks like Rhodes. Jamie Rhodes, who's had his hair cut especially for the occasion, I feel, and it's making it easy for us to pick him up. He's going to kick for goal from about 25 metres out. The angle, nothing to speak of. A slight crosswind. Oh, he comes in. He's hooked it a little bit. I think he might have missed this. One behind only.
It's another wasteful shot there. That was a pretty easy shot for a fella of his experience, but the only thing is that the wind did get it a little bit, and he's a little bit nervous, I suppose, at the grand final. So they'll have to try and get their kicking boots on a little bit more, Hastings, with this wind, and get a few goals on the board now.
We saw this was Pearsdale in the preliminary final, doing all the attacking.
Exactly the same.
Wilson to bring the ball back into play for Rosebud. He's going to come social club side of the ground. That's the defensive side. Kicking out there, looking for Glum over the back. Mays for Hastings. Get the ball in play well, but coming through in turn was Phil Jeffries. Dispossessions him.
He got a little bit of treatment then, Phil, too.
Yeah, well, Phil, he's not shy himself, and he'll be going in hard today. So the ball's out of bounds. 45 around from the Hastings goal. The throw-in, doing the ruck work there was well. Over the back, it comes to Bowring. He can't kick. He's kicked it straight to Simon Powell. He's grabbed it. A scrubby looking kick up forward. Coming out was Glum now for, he does a dangerous tap out in front of goal. Wiskin seized on it. Kicked for goal, but dropping back was Cusack. Couldn't mark, but sees it through for behind. So Hastings doing the attacking, but Tangles can't score goals.
No, they can't get them now. It's starting to get a bit desperate for Hastings. I said it was a matter of time, but they're scoring points, not goals.
Wilson to bring the ball back into play again. He's going to go straight up the middle this time. Looking for the option there in Foster. Over the back he'll go. He can't fly, but Glum in front.
Bit of a nudge in the back there to Lucas too, but it went unnoticed by the umpire.
So Glum now, going along this time, it'll be Foster over the back. He's well spoiled there by Sapias. Comes to Lucas, handballs to Spear. He'll get around on his left. Goes with a long one. Who can mark it there for Hastings? Simon Powell over the back can't. Creasy in front picks up. Well smothered there by McRae. Phil Jeffries gets one high, but play on, says the umpire. Diving in there for Hastings' Rhodes. and he'll get the free kick for too high against Andrew Foster. Rhodes plays on the short one straight away, looking for and finding Mays. Just outside 50 he'll kick, and well, he's on the defensive side of the ground now. It'll be interesting to see how the breeze goes. It's going to have to be a big kick with Sean Mays, an excellent left footer. Both sides struggled in the first semi to kick the distance from this sort of range. Mays comes in, he goes to the torpedo, it's a shocker. The ball's going to hit the front of the square, coming out for Rosebud. It's Glom, he couldn't mark, over the back, and it's Wilson who'll see the ball through. So another behind to Hastings, they're 5 behind. Rosebud yet to score. We've played 10 minutes.
And I think Rosebud wouldn't be too upset about what's going on at the moment, because Hastings has had all the play and they just aren't scoring goals.
Well, you wouldn't be too upset, except that Rosebud can't seem to put anything together themselves, as Wilson goes straight up the centre looking for Mackenzie. Just spoiled there by Rhodes. Now a chance for Hastings again, is coming out strongly there was Foy on the bottom of the pack. The ball's at centre half forward in the mud. In goes Phil Jeffries to smother Foy, and the umpire has no choice but to call for a bounce.
Well, Rosebud have bottled it up. They've got no one past the centre line.
It looks like that wind's picked up a little bit too at the moment. It's definitely favouring the Beauty Park end.
That's the end to which Hastings is kicking as the ball's bounced. Tap out comes from Lucas. The ball's clear. Running onto it there was Powell. Oh, he's clear. He's 10 metres clear. Well shepherded. He's going goalward. The ball's up high. It looks good from here. I think it's a goal to Simon Powell. The skipper breaks through for the first goal for the game. 1 goal 5 at 11 Hastings. Rosebud yet to score, and 3RPP is country football.
This live and exclusive in Hillview Quarry Drive, Dramana. Telephone 059 872600.
Back with a bounce that favours Foy for Hastings. He taps it down to Powell. Powell over the top to Scotty Williams on his wing. He's going to be hammered by McRae. He goes down. Then he's hammered by Andrew Foster. Play on, says Watford. Going through with Phil Jeffries. He's copped 1 and too high. And he'll take a free kick on centre wing.
Put himself in very well then, Phil.
Phil Jeffries, centre wing on the grand scoreboard side of the ground. Goes centre half forward looking for Foster. He was dealt with before he got there, and he'll take the free kick against the players. So Rosebud, can they answer? He goes short, looking for his brother in there, Andrew.
Oh,
Mark,
could be 50.
dealt with afterwards against Wilson. Umpire wants
Yes, 50 metres. Yes, it was there. He definitely came in late there, and he dealt very unfairly with Andrew Foster, and Andrew Foster will have a shot from the goal line, dead in front, and this will be a goal to Rosebud, and a very quick answer to Hastings' goal, which they had to battle for after kicking 5 points straight.
You'd think if you were Pat Foy, you wouldn't be happy. They've battled hard for that, and Rosebud have answered, and you're on 3RPP, your country football station.
Your best mate, his mother, her sister, your brother, his girlfriend, your aunt, a famous TV star, a lawyer, a doctor, have all listened to Alan Dodge. Alan is a respected clairvoyant, acknowledged via television, radio, and the press worldwide, and your host on 3RPP every other Tuesday from 3 to 4 p.m. with a paranormal experience. Today's football action has been sponsored by Alan Dodge Clairvoyant. Phone 059 88 4463.
1-5 Hastings, 1 goal straight Rosebud, and we're back in the centre, and this time it's Rosebud again with a chance to get it out with Tim Hill. He's tackled without the ball. He's going to take a free kick at half-back. 6 scoring shots Hastings, 1 to Rosebud. Scores are 5 points of difference. Kick comes towards half-forward. It's looking for Foster. It's 2-on-1. He can't take the mark as Coffey gets a handball out of the pack. It's Foy now running onto the ball. Almost pushed in the back. The umpire says play on. No, he's paid the free kick. And Foy will relieve for Hastings at half-back. He's going out wide looking for Sperry on his own. Runs around onto his left boot and screws it back over his shoulder. Props it there with Ian Creasy.
That will be a 50-metre penalty, I'd say.
50-metre penalty to Creasy.
Oh, yes.
As a little bit of fisticuffs there on centre wing. The player arriving late was Bowring, was it?
Yep.
And player just having a bit of a push and a shove. As umpire Shaw takes charge of the scuffle, and umpire Watford takes charge of the 50, and Ian Creasy will kick from about 45 metres, a testing distance. He'd have the breeze over his shoulder, and chance now for Hastings. Creasy kicks from outside 50, a nice looking drop punt. It's going to land in the square and thumped through by Wilson for Rosebud, and Hastings scores at 6 behind. 1 goal, 6-12, leading Rosebud, 1 straight goal, 6.
That ball was thumped out of the ground then. That was very undisciplined play by the Rosebud player. I think after the first 50 was paid, the umpires had to try and assert control and he really didn't need to jump into the back of Crucy then, and the 50 was well earned, and it could have cost them a goal. They were lucky it didn't.
And Barry Moore, Rosebud, a few problems in defence.
Yeah, I think they're looking a little bit timid in defence. I don't think they're really putting themselves in for the hard ball.
As the kick in comes back towards Mackenzie, he's got to screw it over his shoulder. Boy was in front, can't take the mark. Handball comes out towards Brew. He gets it away again towards O'Brien. O'Brien, a little chip kick towards Andrew Foster, who takes the mark on centre wing, just in front of the main scoreboard. He chips one down, looking for wide, but coming from behind strongly was Sean Mays, and thumps it out of White's grasp and out of bounds. The true centre wing position, out of sight of the ground. We played 15 minutes, first quarter, Division 2 grand final. Hastings in front by 6 points, but they're kicking with the breeze. Tap out comes from Whale McRae, but sharked by Boyd. But good mark back in defence there by Grant O'Brien for Rosebud at half back. He kicks hugging the boundary line towards the wing. Foy's in front. Oh, big mark by Cameron Doyle from behind. The two coaches opposing one another, and the crowd applauding that effort by Cameron Doyle. Doyle kicks, he's still going wide around the boundary line, looking for Hardwick behind. He can't mark, and coming in there, tried to pick up was Fenby, but all he can do is see the ball out of bounds, and Rosebud hold it in their forward line, right on the 50-metre line. They're kicking towards the Port Phillip Bay end of the ground. Up they go in the ruck. It's Foster doing the ruck work on the forward line. Gets a tap down, comes towards Powell. Powell, a grubbing kick back towards half-back. And Coffey came in strongly but couldn't pick it up. Now here's a chance for Brew. Handball over his shoulder, but standing there in the way was Williams for Hastings. He gets a kick back towards Gary Wilson. Wilson, a handball on again towards Mays. Dodging and weaving. Finally gets onto his left boot. Kicks towards half forward. Wilson comes out in front of Erfurt. Can't mark it though. The ball falls for Lewis, and Lewis kicks for a goal, and he's put it through. Goal to Hastings, 2 goals 6, 18 the Blues. Rosebud, 1 straight goal, 6 behind. 3RPP is country football.
This 3RPP live broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series is sponsored by Action Cricket, providing men's, ladies, mixed and junior competitions for indoor cricket, netball and four-a-side v-ball. Sports bar facility open from 12 noon daily. Action Cricket, situated at 81 Hartlett Drive, Seaford. Telephone 03 786 0466.
Back with the action, and umpire Watson spoke to Baring after that goal. Out of the centre was Lucas for Hastings. It's Baring now. He comes through, he's bagged by 2 Hastings players. Can't get rid of it, but he'll get the free kick. Against forward and or Rhodes, whichever one you like. They both got hold of him. And Baring will take the free kick at half back. Comes towards the centre wing scoreboard side of the ground looking for Andrew Foster. He can't mark. Ball comes out now to Conlon. He can't get rid of it either. Keeps the ball in play though. Not for long. Has to be a throw-in directly in front of us here in the grandstand central commentary position. The throw-in. We'll get a good view of this one. Lucas against the big Whale. Whale over the back, but Lucas gets the ball down. Only as far as Foster. Controls it well, but slips at the last minute. And as a result, he loses it over the boundary line. And another throw-in.
Pat Foy called Coffey up onto the ball a second ago very vehemently. He wanted him up there.
The Whale, and they go for it again. Over the top was Foster. Couldn't do anything with it. Ball hits the deck now. Hardwick will these be first touch for the game. Keeps it in play to White. But once again, another throw-in. The third inside a minute.
Phil Jeffrings and Coffey having a little bit of a to-do there.
It's Lucas. And wow, Lucas grabs it out of the ruck this time, shuffles it out towards Wiskin. He's pounced on, and he'll get the free kick too high against Tim Hill on that occasion. Plays on straight away, gets around Doyle all right, and then switches play wide, nearly backwards, looking for Wilson on the back flank. He gets around his opponent with ease, on the left foot, out in front, looking there for Foy. He can't mark. Forward to deck coming through for Hastings there was Roberts. Can't do anything right with it. Picking up now is Mackenzie. Blind turns beautifully around Wiskin. Through the centre, the short passes on the Foster. Can't mark. Mays will clean up for Hastings. Goes long with his left to centre half forward. Nobody home for Hastings though. The sun got in wide size. He could have marked. Coming through there was Creech with the right foot. Looking up forward. Out in front is Wilson. Can he control? Good play forward. Guppy play. Gets it over towards third first if he can pick it up. Now forward's back on it. He's well tackled. Gets on his right foot. Kicks the goal. It's home. Hastings a 3. You're on 3RPP.
Today's 3RPP MPNFL Premiership football coverage is sponsored by Peninsula Sports and Leisure, providing gym, aerobic, step Reebok, circuit body tighten, spa, sauna and indoor heated pool. Tennis, squash and netball also available. Peninsula Sports and Leisure, Flower Street, Seaford. Phone 03 786 9333.
3-6-24, Hastings 1 straight goal, 6. Rosebud here in the MPNFL Division 2 Grand Final. We're back in the centre. McRae and Lucas doing battle. McRae gets a tap away. Great tap into the path of Hardwick. Hardwick kicks to full forward. Coming out strongly was McCartney in front of Johnston. And helping in there was Conlon as well as Hastings prepare to clear again. Kick comes out wide. They've got numbers out there on the grandstand wing. Creasy going in. Jeffries tries to stop him. Can't do so. Coming through strongly again was Mays. Kicks towards full forward. And good judgment over the back is Andy Wiskin taking the mark.
More a case of shocking judgment.
Yeah, bad judgment by the Rosebud player there. Who is it?
Gary Glom.
Gary Glom, yeah.
Back pocket player.
Wiskin coming in for a shot from a goal for about 40 metres out. The drop punt's on its way. It's going across the front of goal. It comes down to the Hastings player. It's back to Bowring. Bowring kicks out of bounds on the full on the grandstand side of the ground, about 40 metres out, 38 metres out from the Hastings goal, and Hastings are going to have a shot for goal there now.
This is Andy Wiskin, about 30 metres around, hard against the boundary line, but he has got the breeze over his shoulder. Deliberate kick, it's going across the face, it won't be a goal. Attempted punch through by Andrew Foster, he can't do so. Picked up by Urfus. Oh, he screwed it back and hit the post. Good effort by the big fellow at full forward.
He wasn't tackled there. He was able to get out of that pack and swing around, and I think Rosebud have really got to pick up now. They're under a lot of pressure.
3-7 now, Hastings leading Rosebud, just the one scoring shot, one straight goal. As the kick in comes from Wilson, down towards half back, but a strong mark there by Sean Mays in front of Doyle. Handball's off to Foy. He's well shepherded there by Slapace. Kicks in towards Creasy at half forward and takes the mark. True centre half forward position. He's got a man loose in the pocket. I think it's Wiskin. It is, and he's marked. He's about 40 metres out. He's going short again. Good passage of play, and he finds Andrew Urfut, the full forward. This time about 35 metres out, but they worked it into goal-kicking distance, and Urfus will kick from 30-35 metres. It's normally a good strong kick for goal.
They looked a little rattled then. Yeah, very rattled then, and Urfus comes in for his shot from goal about 35 metres out, directly in front. It's a bad kick. It flew off the side of the boot, and I think it's gone out on the full. Yes, it's missed altogether, and that's another bad miss to the Hastings side, and they really aren't taking advantage of all the forward play they've had this quarter.
They're throwing away an opportunity to set up a match-winning lead in the first quarter as Glom brings it back in from the back pocket, kicks out wide and finds there for Hastings in Peck it is on the back flank. Peck goes long to the centre wing, looking for Foster over the back, can't mark. Lucas was brought in, well rode and turned by White. He handballs off to McKenzie. They've got room now here. McKenzie, Slapace trips in, had to deliver a trip umpire. But McKenzie's got the free kick at centre wing. Plays on straight away with a short pass. Foster's moved down well and marked. Good ground covering there by Foster. Handballs to his brother. It's a shocker. Scotty Williams will clean up. Good tackle though by Andrew Foster. It's big Lucas there for Hastings. Gets away the left. It only goes as far as Peck. His right foot kick. He's got there on his own. He's Robertson for Rosebud, and he's marked inside 50. But from there with the breeze will struggle to make the distance.
Johnson it is, I think.
Johnson, sorry, you're right, Mick.
He looks like he's going back to have a direct shot though, Johnson. He's a fair way out. He'd be kicking from about 48, 45 metres out. He's having a shot for goal. Kicks. It goes off the side of the boot slightly. The wing slightly gets it, and it goes through for a point. And that's the first minor score to Rosebud, who go on to 1 goal, 1-7, being led by Hastings, 3 goals, 1-25.
And Barry, they're really struggling, Rosebud, to put something cohesive together in their play.
I think Hastings is putting a hell of a lot of pressure on them all over the ground, and they're not giving him an easy kick.
Okay, for the huddle there at the kick out, it'll be McCartney. He's looking, he's got coffee on the scoreboard side if he wants him. He's going that way now, but over the top will come, or in front. Well, Doyle should have marked that. His opponent in Conlon will take it straight off him and run away. Kicks the left footer and finds it forward at centre wing. His right foot chip over the top to Lucas. He marks. But Rosebud players plenty of them around him at the moment. He's going to have to go long. Looking up there for forward. The left foot, it's an awkward looking one. Out in front will come Creasy. Over the back, Spoil Hill over the line and out of bounds. And a throw in 55 metres around from Rosebud's goal. We've played 24 minutes.
And Hastings seem to have settled down quicker. They're playing the chip and run game, and a lot of Hastings players getting a touch of the ball as they do so. It's a boundary throw in. Hastings in attack again. Big McRae, and Rhodes gets a tap down. Goes to Andrew Foster, and he's got a free kick for too high as Simon Powell came in to tackle him, and he'll relieve for Rosebud just outside the 50-metre line, and he should kick back over the centre. goes in short looking for Hill and finds him, but Hill won't be able to run off as he's claimed there by Creasy. Now he runs around onto his left boot, kicks in towards centre. Rowan White's there in front, spoiled by Sperry from behind. White gets a little handball away, and now here's a chance again for Rosebud as they kick towards Foster at half forward, and he takes a good mark.
Great mark by Foster, 50 metres out. He kicked from the 50-metre line.
Well-weighted kick from Peck. And Foster now kicks to the lead from Fenby, right out in front of him. A great kick, a good mark on his chest by Fenby, and he's now within kicking distance, about 30 metres out. He's going to kick from a reasonably acute angle, but they're quite kickable from their tangles.
Yes, I'd say so. He's about 30 metres out, and he's probably around in front of those big trees there, so he'll have a bit of cover from the wind. And he's having a direct shot with a drop punt. He comes in now, looks at the goals. It looks like it could have gone across a little bit. Yes, it's only 1 point, so that's another point. It's another bad miss. We've seen some bad misses by Hastings, and now Rosebud's turn, and really they've got to start kicking those goals, Rosebud, because they're behind the 8 ball a little bit, and that moves them to 1 goal 2-8 to 3 behind Hastings, 3 goals 7-25.
We see Hastings employing the huddle very effectively here. The kick out is looking for Powell. He's got a fly from behind. He does so and takes a great mark over the top of Andrew Foster. Now he kicks out wide. He's looking for Sperry. Sperry in the box C goes early, but the free kick's going his way for interference. He plays on though, gives it across to Williams. Scotty Williams kicks high towards Erford. He's got the sun in his eyes. He goes too soon. The ball goes over the back. Tim Hill leading in the race for it for Rosebud, and all he can do is tap it out of bounds. No, he can't. It's sharked on the boundary line by Andy Wiskin.
It's out of bounds. It's out of bounds.
Oh, it is out of bounds. Yeah. Andy Wiskin there thought all his Christmases had come as the ball just dropped into his lap and snapped towards the goals, but the boundary umpire had called correctly out of bounds, and he'll throw it in. We're only about 25 metres around from the Hastings goal.
Bit of a questionable free kick back in the centre there. I thought it could have gone Rosebud's way.
Boundary throw in. McRae getting back there with Rhodes. Rhodes tried to take it out of the ruck. They go in after it. Big pack of players develops. No one can get clear. Now a handball comes out towards O'Brien. He can't get clear though, and Hastings back with a chance as it comes to Coffey. Slung as he kicked it. Almost a mark there in the goal square to Wiskin, but Rosebud relieving again through Brew. Oh, the kick's gone wide. It might be out on the full.
Yes, it is.
It is, and it'll be a free kick to Steve Lewis of Hastings. Mouse will kick from right on the 50-metre line in front of the social rooms on the boundary line.
Is Coffey in a bit of trouble behind the play here?
Yeah, Coffey looks like he might have hurt a leg there as the short pass comes in towards Erfurt, bounces off his chest, and it's once again it's out of bounds. In fact, I think it hit the behind post.
He's in a lot of trouble. He's coming straight off. He's hobbling off.
Might be a hamstring, do you think, Barry?
Yeah, it doesn't look too good. It's either a hamstring or an ankle.
Strong man, they'll miss.
Comes back into play. Little handball out of the pack towards Wiskin. He can't gather though. O'Brien relieves though to Brew. Brew now goes long, but he's going to find Darryl Lucas, the ruckman, and Lucas marks outside 50, and a chance to switch the play. Williams is calling for it across the other side of the ground. Lucas ignores him. Looks in for the lead. Erfurt's running around.
Not sure what to do.
A lot of traffic down there. Finally, he drops it onto that big wobbly left boot. Carisi flies high from the side. Can't mark. Ball falls to the ground. It's close to the boundary line. Brew comes into O'Brien. O'Brien, a little chip kick towards Doyle. He can't mark. He's been warned there by Conlon. Coming in there was Powell. They're still close to the boundary line. Now a chance for McKenzie to relieve for Rosebud. Kicks towards centre wing. It's over the top of Foster. He crept right down the ground from centre half forward. Taps it on in front of him, but can't keep it in play. And there's going to be a boundary throw in. And Rosebud just into attack as we've played 28 minutes in this first quarter.
Yes, he was under a lot of pressure then, Foster. He had 2 Hastings players right up his hammer, and he had to get that ball on out of bounds.
The throw in there. Foster does the ruck work for Hastings. For Rosebud, sorry. Gets it down. The quick kick. Andrew Foster can run onto it, but the ball will beat him over the line and out of bounds. So Rosebud have moved it around about 20 metres, and another goal to just before quarter time to them would probably flatter their score at the first change.
Craig Perrott replaced Coffey when Coffey came off then. Perrott's moved into the forward line.
The throw in. Foster again. Lucas it is. He gets it down to Wiskin. Wiskin's quick handball to Mays, and he's killing him across half back. He'll run on his left. Goes long. Looking for Rhodes. He's in front. Go over the top. Good mark, Gary Grime for Rosebud. Excellent grab, and he'll relieve now for Rosebud. Kicking to the wing. Looking for Foster. In front of Spapias, and good hands. Runs around on his left. He's got plenty of time. The left foot kicks, let him down though, however. Coming through well with Peck. He got away from Sperry. Sperry though, he'll move in now and take it away from his teammate in Scotty Williams. Goes on his right, looking there for, that's Mouse Lewis. He can't get rid of it, gets the kick off the ground. The Parrot, he'll get his first touch just on the ground. But his first touch leaves the ball over the line and out of bounds.
They're running the ball very well, Hastings, at the moment. When they get possession, they're running it across the centre, switching the play, and they're moving it into their forward line very quickly.
30-minute mark siren, only seconds away. The throw-in. Whale against Rhodes there. It is that time. Gets it down the wide. It's been an effective player for Rosebud. In turn, the Pecky throws it over his head straight back to Pat Foy. He's dealt with high by Doyle, and Pat Foy will take the free kick. Foy plays on, runs through centre now. On his left, back onto his right. Will pump the ball long. It's a wobbly-looking Torp. In front was Bowering for Rosebud. Couldn't mark. Hits the deck. Creasy, a long kick, a vacant goal square. Running back onto it's Wilson. He's going to have to hurry. Ball spins back in the play, and in turn Brew will pick up. Can he clear for Rosebud? He can't. Over the line and out of bounds. So it's 5 metres around. We've played 31 minutes.
And there'll be a boundary throw in. 5 metres around. Hastings in attack. Can they get another goal before the siren? Rhodes tries to take it out of the ruck. He can't do so. Chance for Rosebud to clear, and a quick clearing kick comes out towards half-back. It's all Hastings out here as Sperry gathers. Well tackled from behind. Now here's a chance for Creasy. He's tackled by Glom, and holding the ball, says the umpire, and the free kick will go to Gary Glom in the back pocket.
Very steady Glom so far.
Wouldn't think there'd be enough time for Rosebud to score as he kicks back towards half-back. Lucas is in the road there. Quick kick towards half-forward, and Steve Lewis comes in to take the mark for Hastings. He's outside the 50. He's looking for a handball.
Well, this will be a massive kick. He'd be about 55, 58 metres out from goal. He's got the wind behind him, but he's going to have a ping for goal. It's quarter time now, and he comes in. He's going to use the torp by the look of it, the torpedo punt. Kicks. It's a good kick. It's a big kick. It's going to land in the goal square, and it nearly makes a distance, but at quarter time we have Hastings leading 3 goals 7-25 to Rosebud, 1 goal 2-8, and 3 RPP is country football.
Rosebud Twin Cinema sponsor this program on Radio Port Phillip. The Rosebud Twin Cinema, 30 Rosebud Parade, Rosebud. Telephone 059 86 4130.
He certainly is doing a good job, Conlon, but Rosebud really not playing with the sort of system that would bring him into the game either. As the crowd clears, and we can't see any obvious changes at this stage with Urfith at full forward, Rhodes centre half forward, the pace still at centre half back picking up Foster, and this will be a crucial quarter. Hastings kicking into the breeze, and Foster at centre half forward, looking for a big quarter from him, kicking with the breeze.
Lucas and big Whale McRae in the ruck to get this second quarter on the way. Umpire Watson puts it down. It favours Lucas. Over the punches it forward, looking for Wiskin. Coming through was Hardwick. Gets back onto his left foot, Branley. The long left foot looks like they changed the balls at quarter time. Doyle comes through, couldn't mark. He's got a bit of space now if he can pick it up. Oh! A great hip and shoulder by Wilson. It's decked him. The umpire's played the advantage. It goes towards Phil Jeffries. Going long over the back, McCartney off the ground, a chance there. I think he's put it through.
Johnston.
There was Johnston for Rosebud. But to tell you what, Pangles, did you see that hip and shoulder that Wilson, or was it...
it was Wilson.
Wilson dipped out on Doyle. It certainly made a bit of a mess, and Pangles is answering that question.
It was a good hip and shoulder though.
There was some heavy shepherding that went on in that pack, and there was a Rosebud player who went down fairly heavily. But
I thought it was pretty fair shepherd too. It's a bump. But,
bump, yeah. I don't think there was too much in it. He didn't lift an arm or anything like that. So.
They're back with a bounce. Rosebud get the first one. They 2-2-14. Hastings 3-7-25. And umpire Watford will get it on the way again. A good bounce this time. Whale McRae, the big punch to Foster. The quick hand looking for Jeffries. Can't get it. Speary can't grab it on. Foster, great work. Gets it back to McKenzie with his left foot. Up forward. Looking for and finding the left Doyle. And that knock might have just got him going. And he's marked just there. Will kick just inside 50. He's a good kick of the ball. If he allows for the wind, there'll be a chance. And this will really set Rosebud alight. In he comes now. Approaching the 50-metre line. Kicks. Long. It's going to fall just short over the back. Gene Smith will spoil and sees it through for a behind. Rosebud 2-3-15. Hastings 3-7-25.
They've opened up like they really mean it, Rosebud 2 this quarter.
Andrew McCartney has the footy in the goal square. Hastings employing the huddle again. They've done it very effectively so far. The pace goes one way, but he doesn't fool Foster, who goes with him. And the kick now is coming long towards him. The pace out in front takes the mark on his chest. No, he doesn't. Spills up his chest and goes out of bounds. And it's going to be a free kick. In fact, out of bounds on the full. Going to Rosebud. Kick from wide. back in towards the top of the square. Fenby will fly from behind. Put off balance by Smith, who punches the ball to the front of the pack. Ball hits the ground. A chance in there again for Fenby. Can't pick up. Hardwick. Oh, he's claimed. Hits the ground heavily. Play on, says the umpire, and there'll be a boundary throw in. 10 metres around from the Rosebud goal. They're attacking the car straight into the ground, and they've got the breeze at their back.
Little Hardwick was barreled then, but he bumped straight up again.
In comes the throw-in. Fenby goes up high from behind. Ball hits the ground at the front of the pack. Little kick going in Hastings' direction, and the mark's taken around there by Jason Conlon at half-back. Kicks wide around the boundary line towards the wing, but the only person out there is big Whale McRae for Rosebud, and the Rosebud ruckman takes the mark. Chipping in towards half-forward. Not a good kick, though, and it's a Hastings mark there, and I think it's got straight back to Conlon again. Now he goes wide. He's looking up there for Rhodes. Rhodes gets in front, takes a good mark, and Hastings a chance now to go forward. Hands it off there to Powell. Simon Powell, Pat Foy it is, running towards half-forward. Long kick. Steve Lewis is there, gets a favourable bounce. Handball misses Sperry, but Sperry dives in on top of it. The Rosebud defenders try to claim him, but he manages to get the ball out. Simon Ford swoops on it. Little handball off to Lewis. Lewis tries to get it back to Ford. Can't do so as Cusack came in for Rosebud. Bottles it up, and there'll be a bounce just inside the 50-metre line, and Hastings into attack for the first time in this quarter.
They do look like they're going in a lot harder, Rosebud.
Up they go. It's Bowering doing the ruck work. Chance here for Creasy. Creasy off the side of the boot though, and the ball flies out of bounds on the full back pocket. And the relieving kick will go to Scott Wilson, the Rosebud fullback.
Andrew Wiskin's been fairly quiet so far.
Wilson hugs the outer side of the ground. Going high was White, but couldn't mark. O'Brien comes in. Little handball. Only goes as far as Sperry. He's claimed. Chance for Conlon. Gets his boot to the ball, but pushed as he kicked it, and it's out of bounds on the full. And the free kick going there to Cameron Doyle, the Rosebud coach. Doyle's at half back, looking down the ground. Foster and Slapias bumping. Slapias in better position here. Can't mark though. Ball tumbles over the back. Coming through strongly there was White. Can't pick it up. Now it's a chance for Foster. Tackled by Wilson. Gets it off though to Brew. Brew onto his left boot. He's got Fenby out in front, and he takes the mark.
Great football by Brew there. Great football. He saw Fenby. He was under a bit of pressure, but the pass was deliberate, and it was a very good pass. And Fenby will kick from about 30 metres, 25 metres out.
What about the quick hands by Foster?
Yeah, excellent stuff. Yeah, he must have heard the call. It must have been a good call. And Fenby's coming in with a drop punt. He runs around a little bit. He's hooked it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's gone through for 1 point, and that's another bad miss. And they seem to be missing quite badly to that end, both sides now. And that moves the score on to 2 goals 4 Rosebud, 16 to 3 goals 7, 25 Hastings.
And most players getting into the huddle, but Rosebud's woken up to it now, and they've got the outriders employed. And as the kick in comes towards, looking there for forward, chipping in was Hardwick. Hardwick's got it now at half back. He's dodging and weaving, and he's legged, says the boundary umpire. The field umpire.
There was Fenby. Oh no.
No, it's a free kick for legging to Hardwick. He chips a little kick in towards centre half forward, and Fenby takes the mark, but he'll be outside kicking distance here. He's going back very slowly. He's got a lead out there from Stuart Peck, which he ignores.
Well, you wouldn't back him after his previous two attempts.
No, he's going to kick from about 55 metres out, dead in front, but...
Cameron Doyle standing in the hole, and if I was a Rosebud forward, I wouldn't be too happy about that. Now he's just going to lead into the hole and stop, as Fenby, very deliberate about this kick. He's missed 2 already. This drop punt won't make the distance. It'll land at the top of the square. They fly high from behind. The big fist hits the ball. Almost taken off the pack by Jeffries. Can't collect it. In they go after it. Some good heavy work. Doyle went in solidly. They landed on top of him in the ball. Meantime, he's forced out of bounds.
Who, Doyle?
He's at Hastings defensive straight ahead, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just in the hands of the runner there for a moment, Doyle, but he's okay. As the tap out comes towards forward, kicks it around the boundary line and bounces right on the line, I thought.
No.
But the boundary umpire's ruled out of bounds, and it'll be a Rosebud kick. And taking it is Stuart Peck. He's right on the 50 metres line. They're just in front of the Frankston social rooms. He won't kick this distance.
He's got to get a bit more mobility on the forward line here.
He kicks to the top of the square. A good-looking drop punt. It floats up there at the top of the square. Hastings player McCartney. Lucas is in front. Can't take the mark. The ball hits the ground. Going in strongly there was Gene Smith. He might have even thrown one there, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't think it connected, and the umpire's going to bounce.
I think the ball was his object, Mick.
Not Gene, would it? Would he?
Here's the bounce. It's about 20 metres out. In fact, it's a throw from umpire Watford, right in the mud heap. In they go after it again. No one can get it clear. They pile on top of the footy, and it'll be a secondary bounce. We're about 25 metres out, and Rosebud doing all the attacking.
Yes, Fenby's getting a little bit of treatment there. Was getting a bit of treatment in that pack. I think they're trying to man up on him. I realise he's probably the key to the Rosebud forward line.
Up they go again doing the ruck. Fenby did some of the ruck work. Came down towards Gene Smith. Got a handball away, but only as far as Foster. Foster slung. Took a long time to get his boot to the ball. And the umpire paid holding the ball. And his opponent, Luke's the pace, will take the free kick and relieve for Hastings. And they've worked hard the last 5 minutes, the Hastings defence. As he kicks towards Rhodes in the centre. Goes up from behind Bowering and paid the mark. Now he switches out wide towards the wing. He's looking for Sperry. It's 2-on-1 out there. Oh, Sperry does well to take the mark in front of Hill. Runs around, tackled as he kicked it, but the ball's going forward for Hastings. Running onto it is Creasy. Creasy's got some space. A little chip kick towards Urford. Urford should have been paid the mark. He is.
Yes, there was definite mark. They moved the ball very quickly then, Hastings, and Urford just dropped back, saw the ball coming around, dropped back towards the goal square and took a quite easy mark. It was punched out of his hands at the end there, but he had control of the ball, and he'll have a shot probably about 15 metres out on a very, very slight angle, and this really should be a goal to Hastings to steady the ship.
A chance for Urford first. He'll come in from just the 10 metres. Kicks, goals. Hastings 4-7-31, lead Rosebud 2-4-16. You're on 3RPP, your country football station.
This program is sponsored by Page Security, providing installation of alarm systems, alarm monitoring and response services, armed guard escort services, static guards and monitored medical aids. Mobile patrols are radio controlled. Page Security, located at 34 Peninsula Boulevard, Seaford. Telephone 03 786 7439.
9-minute mark of this second quarter. There's the ruck. Lucas gets it down. Coming through his Rhodes, and he's on top of Bowling at the moment. Too tall for him. There's the handball out. He's well tackled. Umpire sure was on this occasion. Says that's holding the ball. And White will take the free kick for Rosebud. Goes towards centre half forward. In front there was Lucas. And he marks in front of possible poor kick. Poor kick by Rowan White.
Very poor kick there, and allowed Lucas to take an easy mark.
Lucas goes, and his kick's just as bad, and goes straight back to White, who handballs off to Phil Jeffries. He can't control. Coming through now is Alan Foster. Gets around the left hand to McKenzie. He'll do something with it. Kicks a wobbly torpedo, looking for Foster in front. Nearly marked. Towards the deck. Doyle comes to do the roving. Can't get rid of it. Gene Smith over the top. Play on's the call. Threw his Hardwick on him. Umpire Shaw says bounce. And he'll bounce from 55 metres out. 10 minutes of football played in this second quarter. Hastings lead by 15 points.
They're having to battle to get it up forward, Rosebud, aren't they? Every time they get it up forward, there's packs are developing, and they're having to really battle to keep it up there.
Gradually working their way into this game, though.
Certainly another goal here. Still got 20 minutes of footy in the second term. There's the throw up. It's getting the ball down for Foster. Out was Sean Mays for Hastings, but he can only go as far as Brew. Brew off to McKenzie. McKenzie's left foot kick had more time to do something than that. He kicks a Rainmaker. Ball hits the deck. Peck could have marked. Coming through there was Johnson. Handball off to Foster. He'll finish it off the left foot. He's finished it off for a point. Rosebud 2-5-17. Hastings 4-7-31. 11 minutes of football in this second term.
And a lot of kicks missing to the left down at that
that wind's obviously a lot stronger than it looks from up here, and they're all missing to the left, actually.
The call comes from Sperry, who's on his own out in the wing, and McCartney, the fullback, finds him with a kick in, and McCartney going back on the mark. He's been picked up by Stuart Peck. An awkward-looking kick. It's gone out on the full, and centre wing, the free kick for Rosebud will be taken by Tim Hill, who's playing in the characteristic long sleeves. Andrew Coffey back on the ground. Kick comes towards centre half forward. Thumped away by Pat Foy. Ball hits the deck. Chance for Phil McKenzie, who's coming into the game a bit. Little chip kick. Almost marked there by Conlon. Butters up, and handballs for the safety of the boundary line, and there'll be a throw in. Rosebud still in attack.
Cameron Doyle very unlucky not to get a free kick there. He was had a bloke jump straight into his back.
Fenby doing the ruck work with Lucas, but they, between them, thumped the ball back to the boundary line, and there'll be another throw in. We're about 45 metres around. Rosebud in attack.
Young Conlon's not doing a bad job on Doyle.
Foster thumps it back, straight back over the boundary line, and if there's one thing I dislike about Australian rules footy, it's boundary throw-ins, I have to say. Thanks.
Well, we could extend the grounds a little bit, I suppose, but then we wouldn't be able to see from one side or the other, Mick.
Finally, the boundary umpire sets himself. It's Foster and Lucas gets the front position off. Fenby came over the top and took the mark, but it's not much good to him as he's tackled from behind, and once again, the ball is hurried over the boundary line, and there'll be a fourth throw-in. We're still 45 metres away from the Rosebud goal. Lucas, Foster, they've two-man Lucas this time. Fenby got it down, but no one can get clear. A chance on the boundary there for Spirit. It's out of bounds again.
He's got his knee very heavily bandaged.
Yes, he doesn't. He still looks a bit proppy on it too, doesn't he?
Throw in number 5 in this forward pocket. Fenby up again, this time with a left twist. They're playing ping-pong there as Steve Lewis hits it towards the boundary line, and here comes boundary throw in number 6.
I'm glad you're calling this bit, Nick.
As we set the scoreboard, 2 goals, 5-17 Rosebud, 4-7-31 Hastings. Rosebud lifting a little bit in this second quarter as they kick with the breeze. Now we get clear as Craig Parrott gets a kick away from half-back. In towards the centre of the ground. The bounce favours Ian Creasy. He's got some space in the centre of the ground. Goes out wide towards Scotty Williams. Williams looks downfield. There's no one there particularly, so he kicks back to Creasy, and Creasy takes a great one-handed mark. The play on, says the umpire, as he's edging around the mark. Kicks an awkward-looking kick over his shoulder. Coming in was O'Brien. He's knocked off it though. Sean Mays butters up to Lewis, to forward. Forward goes in short. Bowering almost a diving mark, and the umpire's paid him.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a mark. I think he paid that for effort more than anything else.
Mark Bowering's got the mark, courtesy of umpire Greg Wattsford. He's at half-back, and he'll kick wide towards the outer wing. Setting himself from behind is Chadwick, who's on the ground. Lucas claims the mark, and he's paid.
Yes, well, Lucas was allowed to come in from the side again, and he's been pretty damaging, Lucas, across there.
Lucas switches, looking for Williams at half-back, but chipping in there was Andrew Foster for Rosebud, and Foster handballs it off now to Michael Cusack running through the centre of the ground. Looking for another handball option, there isn't one. He's got a kick. Kicks down towards half forward. Free kick to Hastings. It's going to Shane Sperry, the wingman, against Tim Chadwick.
Oh, very soft free kick. That should have been play on.
For interference, and Shane Sperry will kick from half-back. Long kick coming over the top there was Rhodes. Couldn't mark. Chance for Wilson at the fall of the ball. Gets a high one towards half forward. Glom comes across, almost takes the mark. Just knocked off it there by Coffey. Ball hits the deck. Players going after it. Picked up by Simon Ford. Gets a handball outside to Williams. He's at centre half forward. Little chip kick. Coming out strongly there was Wilson to meet it. He did well for Rosebud, getting it off there towards Mackenzie, and Mackenzie dribbles the kick wide towards half-back. It'll go out of bounds again and out of the danger zone for Rosebud. There'll be a throw-in just in front of the Langwarren hamburger tent for those of you who've been at Frankston Park in the last 2 weeks on the grandstand side of the ground.
The throw in there. While McRae does battle Lucas. Over the top was Coffey. Couldn't do anything. Back to O'Brien for Rosebud. Gets around well. The right foot kick looking up there. Ball can't find his teammate there in Doyle. Ball hits the deck in the glue pot. Comes out and turned out towards Scotty Williams. Can he control it? It's shuffled out there and turned to Conlon. Conlon with a long right foot kick. Looking for Wiskin. Over the back there was Brew. He's ball. Back to Creasy. Well tackled by Mackenzie. The ball's in the forward pocket for Hastings. Can they keep it in? Near the boundary line. Glom comes in. Back to Coffey. Coffey shoots across the face of goal. And one behind. So that takes Hastings to 4-8-32. Leading Rosebud 2-5-17.
Every time Hastings go into the forward line, they look dangerous, don't they? They look like they've got players running and there's options there, whereas Rosebud are having to battle to keep it up into their forward line, and it's not looking good for Rosebud at the moment, in my opinion.
Wilson brings the ball back into play, looking for the big whale. He can't mark. Well rode by Foy. Back to Lucas. Lucas a short left, looking for Scotty Williams. Play on, says umpire, not 10. Back to Lucas now. Lucas on his left. It's smothered off the boot. Out towards deep in the forward pocket. Coming out was Wiskin. Handball back to forward. He's inside 50. Gets around on his left. Back to Wiskin. Will be out of control. Daddy with a chance. He's fumbled. He's picked up now. He's still going. And now he's going to get a free. No, play on, says the umpire. It's Wiskin still got hold of the ball. Comes out now and turns to Mackenzie. He clears for Rosebud. Goes towards the boundary and clears.
Well,
he's got it outside 50. So relief for Rosebud.
Looks like an in and back decision to me. I don't know. Maybe I was watching a different game.
I think the Rosebud crowd held their breath there for a moment as the boundary throw-in comes into Lucas. He gets a tap away looking for Williams. Swooping on it though is Doyle. Doyle will put Rosebud into attack now. Kicks long towards Hardwick. In the van there was Wilson. Couldn't mark. Just put off it by Hardwick. The ball hits the deck. In they go after it, but Hastings have got the numbers and they'll clear through Andrew McCartney. He's got Foy out wide, running at centre wing. Foy runs onto the footing on his left boot. A long raking kick towards Wiskin. Controls it well at half forward. He's going to kick in short. Oh, but chipping in nicely there with Gary Glom. taking the mark in front of David Coffey. They call in for the switch. It comes out wide towards Tim Hill at half-back. He can't play on though. He's well held by Williams. Now the kick comes for Chadwick. Little shove from behind by Shane Sperry, and the free kick will go to Tim Chadwick in the wing position. Chadwick on the ground, the player off, I think it'd be Stuart Peck, as he kicks towards half forward. Foster's behind this time, can't mark. Ball falls over to McKenzie. Does a characteristic blind turn and kicks in short. Good mark, diving mark there by Johnson, Peter Johnson. A grass-cutting pass there came in from Phil McKenzie.
Didn't look like it was going to make it to him, but he dived and he got his hands underneath that, and he'll kick right from the 50-metre line.
It's a long way for Johnson. We haven't seen many goals kicked from here, even though the breeze does favour the kick. It's a good-looking drop punt. He got under it just a little bit. It'll land in the goal square. Rosebud mark. I think it's Fenby from behind.
That'll have to be Fenby. He's the only one that can take a mark like that.
He loves to make the big fly. He's not all that tall, Fenby. He's only about 5'11", but he does get off the ground and judges those ones nicely, and he'll kick from the goal square directly in front.
Oh no, yes, he had to come around a little bit there. He'll put this through, and this is a well-needed goal by... Oh, he only just put it through, but I think he's got it. Yes, it's a goal. It's a goal to Rosebud.
Hardwick off for Rosebud.
And that takes them on to 3 goals, 5, 23. Still being led by Hastings, 4 goals, 8, 32, and 3RPP is country football.
This afternoon's live football coverage from Frankston Park is sponsored by Pura Dairies, providing light, skim, modified family and calcium choice milks, cream and custard. Pura Dairies Limited, Wells Road, Chelsea Heights, supporting 3RPP and local football on the peninsula.
3-5 Rosebud, 4-8 Hastings in this Division 2 Grand Final. We've played 18 minutes in the second quarter, and Rosebud make a change with Stuart Peck coming back onto the ground, and coming off is Jason Hardwick, who appeared to be favouring a leg. As the umpire's just taking a while to get the ball back to the centre of the ground. Tim Chadwick now on the wing, picking up Shane Sperry. That's where Peck started. Sperry having a good game so far. McRae and Lucas, they've been on the ball all game. McRae gets a tap away. He's possibly had the better of the ruck duels, but it's claimed there by Parrott for Hastings. He kicks out wide towards Sperry's wing. The ball bounces just inside the boundary line and tantalisingly bounces in front of the players before dribbling over, and there'll be a boundary throw in. True centre wing position, right in front of our commentary position here in the main scoreboard. Quick hands out of that pack there by White to McKenzie. McKenzie, a quick kick looking for Foster. Almost bodied his way to take the mark. Through then, hands on to Jeffries. Jeffries claimed from behind. A little bit too slow, and the umpire says holding the ball. Free kick going to his opponent, Sean Mays, at half-back for Hastings.
Very quick on the whistle there, the umpire.
Kicks out wide and finds Pat Foy at the true half-back position, grandstand side of the ground. They work it around Hastings. Forward, can't take the mark, gets a nudge in the back. Play on, says the umpire, as Coffey runs onto it. Kicks towards half forward. Rhodes is in front, and he's too tall at the moment for Bowering, and when he's in front, he takes the mark. Gives Bowering a little shove. Play on, says the umpire now, as he runs around. He's beaten 2 of them. No, he hasn't. He's got a handball it away. Standing there was Big Whale McRae. A fresh air kick there by Peck. On it goes to O'Brien. O'Brien for Rosebud, looking out wide towards Doyle, and Doyle takes a diving mark on his hands in front of Pat Foy. A little chip kick. He's got a player loose here. It could be Fenby up the ground. Handball onto Andrew Foster. He runs over 50. He's within kicking distance. He kicks long. It's going to land in the square. Going up there was
great
a one-handed mark. Just touched over the line, the umpire rules. He touched it on one side of the goal line, fell over the other side and completed the mark, but that, unfortunately, is a behind.
That was a great effort there by Johnson, and he's looking dangerous down there.
McCartney to bring the ball back in, not sure where to go. The huddle isn't being employed this time by Hastings, and McCartney hasn't got an option. He's going to go grandstand side. The kick's falling short in front. All over the back was Peck who marked. Peck drives it straight back. It's an open goal square, but the ball just fades off the left. Racing out now was Johnson and McCartney. Coming through was Mays to assist. Kept him well played by Johnson. Back to McKenzie. If he can control it, he's a chance. He's inside 50. Screws it back. Who's home? Over the top. Bill Jeffries can't mark. Doyle can't keep it in either. And behind him, possibly McKenzie. Could have steadied there, Tangles.
Yes, he probably could have steadied a little bit, but I don't think anyone was telling him. And you notice Doyle came flying down the flank there to do exactly what he was trying to do last week and what he was successful in doing, in running off the pack, grabbing the crumbs and kicking goals. And if they don't man up on him, if they slack on him for even 5 minutes, he could very well kick a couple and put Rosebud in front.
Bad option for the fullback to go out to the grandstand side last kick too.
Gary Wilson, he comes to the Social Club side of the ground this time, looking for Sapayas, well spoiled by Foster, ball is deck through, and Brew will take the free kick against forward. Not much in that one, umpire, but he's got it anyway.
Very technical the last 10.
Play on. It's a high one. Looking for some sort of specky down there over the back. Well, no one went up at all. Gene Smith, it went straight through his hands. The ball hits the deck. Umpire Watson says, "I'll bounce for accommodative errors." And we see a bounce only 20 metres out from the Rosebud goal, and they trail 3-7-25 to Hastings 4-8-32, and we've played 22 minutes in this second term. The bounce, doing the ruck work. There is Lucas, was the only one who goes up, punches it out straight to White. He runs around under his right foot, he drops it at the first time. Dealt with high by Gene Smith.
Yes.
And Rowan White's going to get the free kick.
Yes, he dropped the ball. He went to look like he was going to kick it, and it just slipped out of his hands, but he was very lucky that he got the free kick. It was there, though. He did get it a bit high, and he's having a direct shot from about 45 metres out.
Well, no one's kicked this sort of distance all day yet. Will he be the first? He comes in too close to the man of the mark, but umpire says, have a 50.
Oh, dear, oh dear. I don't...
Gene Smith.
Yes, Gene Smith. He marked the mark, Gene Smith, and he went back a couple of paces, and he certainly didn't go running over it, in my opinion, but the umpire was standing about 10 metres away, and I think wanted to exert himself on the game, and he's done just that, and he's cost Hastings a goal.
Well, why to put this in the beauty park? He does. Rosebud are 4-7-32. They've drawn level, and you're on 3RPP, your country football station.
Bloody soft on it.
This 3RPP live broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series is sponsored by Action Cricket, providing men's, ladies, mixed and junior competitions for indoor cricket, netball and four-a-side v-ball. Sports bar facility open from 12 noon daily. Action Cricket, situated at 81 Hartlett Drive, Seaford. Telephone 03 786 0466.
Here with Watford. We've played 24 minutes and Hastings lead by a point, 32-31. There's the bounce. It's a good one. Lucas gets a big punch. McKenzie can't shark it. Comes out towards Creasy. Plenty of time with a handball off to... well, he runs straight into his teammate there in Sperry that occasion. Whiskin dives on top of it. Shuffles out towards the centre. It was Alan Foss on that occasion. Back to Creasy. A good work with the right boot, but it's going to go towards the boundary. Coming out there was... that was Lewis for Hastings. Can't control it. Back was Cusack. Cusack on the left centres, and finds Phil Jeffries at half-back for Rosebud. He's going to go straight across the other side of the ground, looking there for Doyle. Out in front, was he shoved as he went for it? No, the upper. He was pounced on that time, though, and he'll take the free kick. Just on the defensive side of the centre, and Doyle's come into the play a lot more.
Yeah, he's getting on top of Jason Conlon.
Quick handball back to Jeffries in the centre. It's a shocking kick. Foster in front. Can he control it? He gets back. He's well tackled by Foy. Hammered into the deck. Back now to White. He slips over in the mud as well. He can't get rid of it. Foster again now. Back in turn to Femby. Femby's handball to no one. Lucas on top of it. They all pile in. And umpire Watford will bounce 55 metres around, and Rosebud have listed.
Foster is looking good. Alan Foster's looking very good at centre-half forward now.
Mackenzie's lifted his work rate too in the centre, I think. He's playing well now.
Time on in the second quarter. 4-8 Hastings, 4-7 Rosebud. Rosebud have come back at Hastings in this quarter. Can they go in at half-time with a lead? Out comes the ball. It's at half-forward. Hastings in attack. Chance for Conlon to relieve for Hastings. Kicks it onto forward. Forward a handball over to Williams, but he's claimed by McKenzie. Well smothered there again by Jeffries. In they go after it again. Another chance for forward, but the ball's going to beat him out of bounds in front of the grandstand, and there'll be a boundary throw in.
Great effort there by Phil Jeffries. He's also picked up his game a lot this quarter.
McRae and Lucas, it's been a great battle so far. No one gets a decisive tap, but Phil McKenzie sharks it from the throw-in. Kicks high towards half-forward. Fenby's there, but can't get to the ball in time. And a safe mark taken in defence by Gary Wilson. Wilson goes short and high out wide towards Sperry. Sperry taking the mark in front of Chadwick, but he can't run off as Chadwick claims the mark. Now Sperry. Kicks towards half-forward. Scotty Williams was there, went high. Rhodes comes in after it with that funny-looking haircut. Can't get clear, though. Now he gets a second chance, but Bowering comes in to claim him. Cressy doing some good work in the packs in this last few minutes. Going in strongly there was Wilson, who followed up his kick. Cusack, though, picks up, pops one high for Rosebud, and will take a free kick at half-back. Michael Cusack, a back pocket player.
And another change being affected here by Rosebud.
Aaron Brew off, Jason
Hardwick back on.
As the kick comes towards centre wing. Standing in the way though is Gary Wilson for Hastings, and he takes a mark. Getting back very slowly.
Hardwick's got a bandage on his thigh. On his
little short kick finds Parrott, Craig Parrott, still in the wing position. They're working it slowly forward. Now he kicks high, he's looking for Rhodes. Bowring's in front. Oh, Rhodes, almost a great mark. He should be paid. Play on now as he runs off. Handballs to forward. Forward on the boundary line. Kicks in short towards the goal square. Oh, is it touched or is it a goal? It's a goal to Hastings. 5-8, 38 Hastings. Leading Rosebud 4-7, 31. And 3RPP is country football.
Slow down, mate. No problem. I've been driving for years. Never had an accident. Oh, you haven't been smart. You've been lucky. There's always the first time. Okay, I know what I'm doing. But you don't know what everyone else is doing. What makes you so special? If we all thought like you and made our own rules, there'd be chaos. You're probably over the limit. Just a bit. A few extra beers doesn't affect me. Whoa! I think you'd better drive. I think it'll be safer if I do. Pull over.
Zero toll should be your goal. A message from the Peninsula Road Safety Committee and 3RPP.
Back with the bounce. The Whale gets it out for the straight to Sean Mays there for Hastings, and he runs through centre with a long left. Looking for forward in front of O'Brien, but O'Brien spoils. The ball into deck coming out there was Hill. Boy with a hip and shoulder, but Hill gets his boot the ball and forces it along and out of bounds. Right on centre wing position here on the grandstand side of the ground.
Saw him coming, Barrymore?
Yeah, I think you might have seen him coming.
The throw in, Lucas gets it down to Lewis. Lewis's right kick, hook one over his shoulder. Back and Gary Glom coming out the road, but there's siren. And the siren, just as Kev Miles is coming on the ground there for Hastings. Rosebud 4-7, 31, trail by 7 points. Hastings 5-8, 38 at half time here at Frankston Park. And we'll be back to sum up the first half shortly.
3RPP's live broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series is brought to you by LJ Hooker, Peninsula real estate agents, auctioneers and property managers, offering service in new and established homes and rural properties. LJ Hooker, with offices situated in Frankston, Somerville, Mornington and Langwarrin. Telephone 03 783 7833.
NFL Grand Finals action on 3RPP.
Third quarter about to get underway here. Hastings versus Rosebud. Hastings 5-8, leading Rosebud 4-7, and the Blues will be kicking with the aid of a slight breeze, although as I speak and look down at the flags, it is not much of a breeze, and you should be able to kick goals equally to both ends of the ground, but Hastings will be kicking to the Carr Street end. As the players sort themselves out, we see on the bench at the moment for Rosebud, Aaron Brew, who had a reasonable first half, but he's sitting out the start of this third quarter, and Craig Sylvester, who's yet to make an appearance in this game. As we mentioned, on the Hastings bench, it's David Coffey.
Rosebud playing a loose one defence and Peck.
And Simon Powell. As there's the bounce of the ball, McRae can't get to the bounce, an awkward-looking bounce, and Lucas it is who gets a little kick away. Comes to Jeffries, he has a fresh air kick. In goes Foster after, he's knocked off it by Lucas. Comes out towards McRae, and he's got a man clear in Fenby at centre wing. Fenby goes long towards, beautifully weighted pass, towards Cameron Doyle, who takes the mark at half forward. And here's the man they're looking for a lift from, Rosebud. The Doyle goes back, he's going to land this at the top of the goal square, a high drop punt. Getting under it there was Foster, but the ball's tapped away by the Hastings defenders, and it goes out of bounds, and 10 metres around from the behind post. Rosebud deep into attack.
Fenby looks like he's been moved up the ground. Yes, it looks like either on the flank or round the centre somewhere.
Foster and supposed to do battle. Going in on top of it there with Doyle again. The pack lands on top of him, and the ball's forced out of bounds again.
One Hastings play doesn't look good.
This might be Conlon just picking himself up. He went down on top of Doyle. As a boundary throw in, up they go again. No one can get a decisive tap. Andy Wiskin picks it up and kicks across the face of the goal to a vacant back pocket. The ball runs towards the boundary line. Doesn't quite get there, but in comes Shane Sperry and makes sure it does get there. And there'll be a boundary throw in. This time we're about 30 metres around, and we're on the grandstand side of the ground. Up they go again. Foster gets the tap away. Rosebud in attack. It's all Hastings down there at the fall of the ball though. Coming in strongly there was Phil Jeffries kicks it towards the front of the square. Up they go, no one can take the mark. Swooping on its Doyle, gets a handball back. Chance for Mackenzie, knocked off it. They're kicking it off the ground. A chance here for Hardwick. Hardwick can't pick it up. Going in strongly and getting a free kick for Hastings though. It looks like Gene Smith. It's Pat Foy, the coach, and he runs off straight away. Handball off to Wiskin. Now Hastings off and running. Handball goes to Conlon. Conlon gets a little kick towards Creasy. Bounces over his head. Hill picks it up. Fresh air kick. In they go in on top of it, and there'll be a bounce. Half-back line. Rosebud working the ball out of trouble.
Cam Doyle slipped Conlon there, and he got very loose. I just see Conlon going across to pick him up again, but he lost sight of him there, and Cameron Doyle almost was responsible for a score there.
The bounce at half forward. It gets the deck. Free kick there. No umpire says I'll bounce. Possibly Foster got one high. He said to the umpire, I did, but umpire sure said no, he didn't. The bounce, half forward on the grandstand side of the ground. The shocker one, Foster gets the punch out, and he goes as far as Kev Miles, his first touch in the grand final. It's a handball back towards Gene Smith. He's offloaded. In turn, it comes out there towards the crease. He can't get rid of it. Hit the deck and picked up there by Foster. Short pass out to Doyle, and he's dived, and he's grabbed it just outside 50. He's going to play on straight away the short pass. It's a shocker. Intercepted there by Wiskin and turned to Foster. Foster's throwing one out to Mackenzie. Handball over the top to wide. He's going to have to control this. Takes his time. Back, left, right. Swings it back towards the centre. Trying to grab it there is, look like Gary Glum back in the centre line. The handball back in turns to Foster, who kicks and misses. And Glum.
He must have run all the way down the ground. Yes, I think he just ran all the way down the ground then, following his man. He seems to be running back now. Yeah, he's running back towards the back line now.
From the half-back play with Kev Miles. It's McCartney to bring the ball back into play. Goes grandstand side, looking for Parrott. Oh, what a mark by Cameron Doyle. Running the wrong way. He's marked it over his head in front of Parrott.
Fantastic mark.
And that's two great grabs he's taken this afternoon.
Yes, well, Cameron Doyle's lifted his game so far in this quarter, and he's keeping the ball down. Exactly what he said to do himself. He's doing it himself. He said that he wanted to get control of the ball out of the centre and keep it in the forward line this quarter.
That's the pocket to kick goals from too against the wind over there.
He's backing himself from here. He's going to kick just outside the 50. In he comes. Kicks long. Has it got the distance? It's just going to fall short over the back.
Oh, Fenby!
Great goal.
Fantastic mark by Fenby.
When he can get the run at it, he's a chance.
Yes, he had his name written all over that one. Took a beautiful fly, and he's going to have a shot from a fairly acute angle, but very, very close, for virtually point-blank range. And he'll have a shot for goal for Rosebud. He comes in now, runs around, puts it on its way. It looks good. It's a goal, and that takes Rosebud on to 5 goals, 8, 38 to Hastings. 5 goals, 8, 38. We have a tied-up situation here in the second division grand final, and 3RPP is country football.
Sponsoring 3RPP, HGS Communications for all telephone installations, service and repairs. PABX design installation and programming. Telephone 03 696 4488.
Back at Frankston Park here, we've played 4 minutes of this third term. Rosebud 5-8-38, Hastings 5-8-38. That's the one they wanted into the breeze. Here's umpire Watford in the centre. Well, McRae does battle again with Lucas, but it favours Lucas. He punches it down. Kicking off the ground there was Creasy. He must be on the ball as well now for Hastings. Kicks it forward. 3 players run past it for Rosebud. None of them wanted it. Forward comes in trying to get it. He's offloaded. Hastings supporters call for the free. Peck kicks off the ground looking for the boundary. But Lewis is there trying to get it as well. Picked up now by forward. Shuffled it out to Speary, who kicks with a drop punt. No one's home. Gary Glom says, I'm on my own. I'll take it. And he can come out to the scoreboard side now and find O'Brien. He does. O'Brien at half back. Plays on straight away. He's got Foster short, but he's going to ignore him and go for Fenby. He misses. Coming through now is Foster. Can't control. Ball over the line and out of bounds. And a throw in just on Hastings' attacking side, centre wing position. Scoreboard side of the ground.
Rosebud getting numbers back well on that occasion, and they've got a loose man in this quarter, Stuart Peck, playing loose across half-back.
Looks like Fenby's ruck roving.
In comes the throw-in. Wiskin sharks it. Little left-footer towards half-forward. The ball's bouncing free. Chance for forward. He grabs it. Gets around Glom. Now he's steadies onto his right boot. Kicks long. Urford's in front. Ball floats up too high for him, and Scott Wilson punches it away. Down towards the boundary line. Getting a chance here for Glom, but the ball runs off his foot and out of bounds, but meantime there's a free kick. And it's going Rosebud's way. It looks like Gary Glom is going to take it.
It was a downfield free kick where Rhodes was dealt with a Rosebud player.
And Andrew Ursus looking very ginger. The kick comes back towards Foy. Can't take the mark, but recovers best. Little handball off to Creasy. Creasy kicks wide towards the pocket, and it'll be a Rosebud mark, and that's the loose man down there, Stuart Peck, taking it safely on his chest. Switches the play across to Cusack. Here's a chance for Rosebud to run. Can they make something of this? Kick comes out wide towards Tim Chadwick. Marks in front of his opponent, Speria. Nicely weighted pass. He can't get clear and run off, though. He's got to go back. He's going to kick long towards half forward. He's looking for Foster, who's in front again. Oh, almost a good mark by Foster. Play on, says the umpire. Rosebud, though, work it out. Chance for McKenzie. McKenzie's tackled. Coming in strongly there was the pace. He's tackled from behind as well. Chadwick goes through solidly. No one can get it clear. A big pack of players develops as they dive in after the ball, and there'll be a boundary throw-in right in front of that Ling Warren Hamburger tent.
Hasn't the tackling been a feature?
And the tackling's been excellent as the boundary throw-in coming over the top. Foy can't get it clear. Chance down here for, looked like Mays, Sean Mays. Kicks wide across half-back. Leading in the race forward is Forward. He's got a little bit too much toe there for O'Brien, his opponent. He goes to ground, though. Now here's a chance. It looks like Gene Smith coming out. No, it's Rhodes. Rhodes can't get clear, though. Bit of heavy tackling and bumping going on there as now Rosebud through Hardwick get clear. Hardwick kicks towards full forward. It's all Hastings back there, though, as the ball hits the deck. Chance for Smith. In they go after him. Johnston's there. Coming out of the pack there was Foster, but he was claimed very quickly. Hardwick's got the ball in front of him. Can't get clear. Now it's Lucas. Cocked one high. Play on as he taps it out. Chance, though, now for Phil Jeffries. Jeffries has got the ball in front of him there, right on his hammer, and he's going to get a free kick.
Well, James has just got to control himself a bit more, like tackle instead of jump into him.
Fantastic passage of play there. Very tough football.
And Phil Jeffries gets the resultant free kick. He's outside 50. It's a congested forward line he's looking at, as it has been for a lot of the game. They're calling for it up in the air. That's Fenby. Getting in front again was Foster, but they swamp him as the ball hits the ground, and a little peering kick for Hastings. Finds Gene Smith at half-back, and Smith should be able to get them out of the danger zone. Kicks dangerously across the face of goal, looking for the coach, Pat Foy. He doesn't let him down. Gets a handball straight off to Scotty Williams, who takes the bounce. He'll be claimed, though. Dodges one, dodges two, and gets a little handball away towards Miles. Kevin Miles almost could have been tripped. Play on, says the umpire, and now he's going to play a free kick, and it's going to Williams. Williams hurriedly onto with the left boot, but kicks wildly towards half-forward, and that man loose back there. Stuart Peck takes the mark for Rosebud. Now he switches play. A nice-looking drop punt out looking for O'Brien on the outer wing, and O'Brien takes a good mark in front of Creasy. Calling for it short is McKenzie, but he's not going to go for him. Goes for the left boot, wide towards Fenby. Gets up high. Tapped away from him, though, by Smith. Going in after it again was Fenby. Ball came out towards Forward. Forward got a little handball away looking for Kevin Miles. Kevin Miles, his kick smothered there by McRae coming through solidly. Chance for Andrew Foster. Taken high, and he'll take the free kick.
Rosebud are really going in hard now. They're looking like they really want the ball, a lot more than they did in the first half.
Fenby's got a corky as a result of that collision with Gene Smith. The kick by Foster comes up to nobody in particular, but Lucas is there for Hastings, and he marks.
Yeah, Fenby looks a bit proppy, doesn't he?
Handball straight off to Conlon. Gets back onto his right boot. Kicks towards centre half forward, looking for Rhodes. Over the back, Glum, good mark. And he surprised me today, Glum. He's taken some good ones. And he marks at half back for Rosebud. Plays on with the right boot. Looking for Fenby. Is his leg any good? Yes, it is. He handballs a stupid handball. Straight to O'Brien. Back to White to Fenby. Can't get rid of it. And the Hardwick comes in and cleans up for Rosebud. Kicks long looking for Foster. Can't mark. There's Hastings players everywhere. Lucas it is. Handballs back towards Coffey. On his wonky knee and all. He gets around one. Gets back with a shocking right foot kick. What was it? I don't know. Phil Jeffries has got it though. Goes back with his left. Out in front here is Doyle. Can't get it. Going through his spear. Up the ground. Chadwick. Couldn't do it.
Free kick to Doyle. Free kick to Doyle. Yeah, it's all over him. He has straight in the back there.
Fury there, and Doyle will take the free kick half forward for Rosebud on the grandstand side. Goes long. Over the back looking for a grab there. No one can grab it. McKenzie had the chance. Ball hits the deck. Players pile on. Umpire Watson it is comes in and bounces and scores. Still 5-8-38. We've played 12 minutes in this third term.
There's some very agricultural tackles being dished out by Hastings at the moment.
And hasn't this game just lifted the cog in the last few minutes since the scores were tied? The bounce is about 10 metres away from the Rosebud goal, but the big thump away by the by the Hastings defence. Here's a chance though for Mackenzie on the 50. He hooks a high floating kick towards full forward. A big mark over the back, almost taken by Foster. Play on, says the umpire. Doyle swoops on it, can't get clear though, and his quick kick just grubs out of bounds about 15 metres away from goals, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Rosebud in attack.
Phil Mackenzie's playing a great game.
Quite early, but he's really come into it since the second quarter. Up they go. The ball falls to the back of the pack where Gary Wilson taps it away for Hastings. In they go after it. A chance for that man Mackenzie again. Kicks towards full forward. Oh, the crowd likes that one. I think it's a goal to Rosebud. 6-8-44 Rosebud with that goal to Phil Mackenzie. 5-8-38 Hastings, and 3RPP is country football.
I picked that.
This live and exclusive broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series has been brought to you by Hillview Quarries of Dramana, suppliers of crushed rocks, screening, wet mix and quarry rubble. Hillview Quarry is located in Hillview Quarry Drive, Dramana. Telephone 059 872600.
Back at the centre bounce, we've played 13 minutes and it's Rosebud in front by a goal for the first time this game. The big punch by Wayne McRae, it's gone straight to Fenby. Handball off the Brew, he's got it if he can pick it up. He's clear, he's looking for a lead. The short one, so Foster got behind, it's for Payers, claws. Parrott comes in, picks up, gets around 1, 2, the right foot kick, back to Whisker, nearly clean bowls in, Coffey cleans up, handballs to Miles. Miles kicks smothered by Jeffries. In turn, Whisker's going to come back through, back to 4, he'll do the setting thing for his side, he does. Through centre with the right boot, looking for Rhodes, too far for him. Coming through forward, too much pace, gets it away to Lewis. He's caught in the mud, back to forward, can he do something? Around 1, 2, well scored there by Pickman. Free kick.
Unbelievable free kick.
Fenby in a lot of trouble behind play. He can hardly walk.
He's gone for the pitch, but
he's on the wing, but that was a very soft free kick there. And Simon Ford's going to have a shot for goal about 30 metres, 25 metres out, dead in front. And that was a soft free kick by the umpire.
Just keep your eye on Fenby, Tangles.
Could be the answer. Forward kicks. He's got it. He's got it. He's levelled the scores. Hastings 6-8-44. They've answered. Nick will going to keep going like this. Goal for goal. One side's got to go.
Fenby's in the hands of the trainer over here. He doesn't want to come off the ground, but he can hardly walk. His right leg.
Putting him in the forward pocket. Yeah, leaving him down there.
It looks like it. He's so much value to the side that he really must stay on the ground if he possibly can, but I've certainly been moving him down the forward line. It doesn't look like he is moving. He's just making his way down to the flank.
Looks like a hip injury.
Yeah, he's holding his hip.
They'll run off him too easily out on the flank there. I think he's got to be down in the pocket.
Yeah. 6-8-44 Rosebud, 6-8-44 Hastings. They bounce the ball in the centre as we've played 14 minutes in this third quarter. Bounce favours Coffey, but it's taken away from him by Phil Jeffries, who's lifted a bit. Jeffries kicks towards half forward. Tucked away there by Gene Smith, back towards the wing position. Aaron Brew leading in the race. Creasy beats him to it. Kicks the ball along in front of him. Diving on top of it is Andrew Foster. Foster gets up. Kicks towards half forward. Well, nice looking pass finds Mackenzie in the true centre half forward position. Phil Mackenzie wide in front of Doyle. Doyle takes the mark, plays straight on his left boot. He's found his mark in the forward pocket. His mark is Peter Johnson. And Johnson will kick for goal from about 25 metres, an acute angle.
Well, this is football.
Fantastic football in. They moved the ball really well in Rosebud. They moved it across the ground and found their target.
Kick from Johnston. Looks good off the boot. Let's listen to the crowd. The crowd like that one. It's a goal. And Rosebud now go to a 12-point lead. 7-8-50 Rosebud, leading Hastings 5-8-44. And 3RPP is country football.
Rosebud Twin Cinema sponsors this program on Radio Port Phillip. The Rosebud Twin Cinema, 30 Rosebud Parade, Rosebud. Telephone 059 86 4130.
15-minute mark of the third term. There's the bounce out of the centre was Foster. It's Alan Foster now. He's going to run it away. Going towards looking for Johnson. He can't mark. Falls his opponent McCartney, and the ball's over the line and out of bounds. Coming off the ground there was Brew on the Hardwick.
I think they're changing the Rovers off the bench at the moment.
Back with the action. We're 65 metres around from the Rosebud goal. They've lifted in this third term. The punch out of the ruck there by Foster, and it's turn spoiled by Conlon there against Doyle, and we'll see another throw in, but it's 20 yards closer to the Rosebud goal.
Fenby has dropped right back down into the square now, and I think that's where he's going to stay.
Hastings need a couple of goals. There's the throw, and Foster in a bid to keep it in play. Tries to tap it over the top. Coming through was White. Tackled. Says dropping the ball. That's red hot. Play on, says McCartney, and he does. He runs around towards centre wing looking for Rhodes. Over the back was in turn Hill. He judges the better, and he marks right in front of us here in the scoreboard. Kicks with a drop part. It's a shocker. It's going to go straight to Gary Wilson. This has opened it up for Hastings. Why didn't he keep running? He was clear now. He handballs to Fury. He was under the hammer. Chadwick falls in. Gets it out towards the boundary line. Wilson's going to have to make amends here. Goes to pick up, can't. Well hustled there by McKenzie. Forces it towards the boundary line. And he made him feel of that.
He made a little bit now, I think, Hastings. I think they've just seemed to have panicked a little bit.
Yes, I think so. I think you're right, Maury.
Throw in David Coffey doing the ruck work against McRae. The whistle goes and McRae's going to take a free kick. True centre wing position on the grandstand side. Rosebud going forward again. They're kicking into the breeze and they hold a 6-point lead. Kick comes towards half forward. Running onto the ball there was Peter Johnson. Gets a handball back looking for Jeffries. Jeffries slips at the crucial moment but gets his handball away to Alan Foster.
Whoa.
Foster kicks wide across looking for Doyle and Doyle doesn't let him down. Takes a strong mark and comes one for his border.
A knee in the back of the head there.
Send him off.
Yeah,
50-metre penalty.
Yep.
It should be a 50-metre penalty here. Doyle's still on the ground.
I don't think it is going to be a 50-metre penalty. It's one of those strange ones that happens in play, but...
Find you'll bring him back.
And we'll just pick up who it is.
No, he is bringing him back. Right you are, Maury.
Sean Mays.
Sean Mays it was.
He had the mark.
Yes. And I think it's definitely going to cost them a goal, going to cost Hastings a goal and an extra player off the ground for 15 minutes. I presume it's 15 minutes.
Mays gets a spray from the crowd.
Yes, probably rightfully so too. Might consider himself a little fortunate he didn't put his number in the book.
Well, it will be interesting to see if it's 15 minutes. You would certainly hope it wouldn't be for the rest of the game, as we saw happen to Hastings in the second semi-final. But Doyle's going to kick from goal, right on the goal line. He can't miss this, and he doesn't. That, in fact, is Cameron Doyle's first goal for the game, but it puts Rosebud 2 goals in front. They go 8-8-56, leading Hastings 6-8-44, and 3RPP is country football.
This 3RPP live broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series is sponsored by Action Cricket, providing men's, ladies, mixed and junior competitions for indoor cricket, netball and four-a-side b-ball. Sports bar facility open from 12 noon daily. Action Cricket, situated at 81 Hartnett Drive, Seaford. Telephone 03 786 0466.
Back with the action there. Watford puts it down. McRae gets a tap down to wide. He's tackled by Lucas. Oh, wow, went the big one off the ground.
He's got a free kick out of it too.
It's gone the way of Rowan White, and he'll pump the ball into attack for Rosebud. Goes looking for Foster. It's set up. He does the discipline thing and punches it long. Coming in, he goes through again, Foster. Great work. Back to Phil Jeffries. He's had an effect this quarter. Handball to McKenzie. Tries to get it back to Doyle. He's on his knees. Dealt with by Gene Smith. Play on, says the umpire. Comes out the way now of, it looks like a Sperry. He can't control it. Back in turn to Foy it was. Handball turned back to Sperry. Get around on your left. He does. Goes looking for forward. He's buffered out of it by Bowering. Coming through well there was Glum. But a free kick against Bowering. You turn the Rhodes. Handball's off to Coffey. Coffey with a right foot kicks a shocker. The loose man's going to come into the play here. Coming through there was O'Brien. Back in turn to Peck.
Good Shepherd.
Peck's got a clear for Rosebud. Goes towards centre wing. It's McKenzie's got space. He'll get around Lewis. Don't you worry about that. Too much skill for you. He holds the ball in the crowd. Gets under his left. And kicks down the Foster. He's got it up to the half forward. Inspirational football. Foster in turn looking for Chadwick. Over the top of Fury, can't mark. McKenzie's back there again. Can he do it? Handball back towards Chadwick. Chadwick trying to pick up. Kicks. Looking up forward. There's no one there for Rosebud. And coming through was ball from McCartney. Picked up by Hardwick. Back left, right. He found space with his left now. Kicks for goal. Don't tell me he's put it through. It's a mark. A mark to Alan Foster, and I've got to say that's the most unbelievable passage of play I've ever seen.
Phil McKenzie holding the ball up to the crowd, running around too close.
I don't think there's any...
it was a
not
great...
far enough in front to start layerising.
Well, that was his way of getting around, and Foster's going to have a shot for goal. He runs out, goes onto his left boot, but he's put it across the face of goal, I think, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full on the Langwarren Hamburger tent side of the ground.
And Rosebud doing all the attacking into this slight breeze. 6-8-44 Hastings, 8-8-56 Rosebud. And the relieving kick for Hastings from the back pocket will be Kevin Miles. who's come into the play in this third quarter. Off the bench, Miles kicks high towards centre half back. It's dangerous. Going high with Johnston, and he took the mark, Peter Johnston.
He's played a fair game too.
He's come out from centre half forward in this quarter, and Peter Johnston will kick from about 45 metres. 2 goals, 2 his reward so far. And in he comes. Well, he looks to have hooked that one a bit. It won't make the distance anyway. They set themselves coming through over the top there with the Hastings defenders. The kick comes wide towards half back in the open spaces. Forward leads in the race for it, but beating him there with Johnson again. Keeps it in, but that only helps forward run onto it and run away. Gets a little chip kick into Wiskin, and Andy Wiskin takes the mark at centre field. Can Hastings mount something here? Wiskin gets a call from Pat Foy in the centre of the ground. The kick had to be perfect, and it was. Foy took the mark, handballed it off to Wilson. They haven't made much ground, but now Wilson kicks towards half forward. Who's there? Rhodes spilt the mark. He was out in front of Bowering. He goes to ground and lets Bowering in. Bowering gets it off to McKenzie, who's had a pile of possessions in this quarter. He kicks looking towards Andrew Foster at half forward. Topped one high as he went through, and he got the free kick. He's about 70 metres out, Andrew Foster. And he just slows down play for a moment. Chips a little one in short to Jason Hardwick. Hardwick runs inside 50. Has a shot for goal. It's going to land in the goal square over Fenby's head and through for a behind. And that makes it 13 points now, the margin. 8 goals, 9. 57 Rosebud, and they're really starting to get away from Hastings. 6-8-44.
Peter Fenby hit the deck right on his crook hip then too, and he's holding it very gingerly as he marks the mark out from full forward.
And we see that the Hastings tactic of the huddle has totally disintegrated. For this behind, they've gone back to the old kick-in method. Oh, a beautiful mark from the kick-in there in between players by Pat Foy, who's really doing his utmost to lift his side here as Foy kicks in towards the centre of the ground. Rhodes is going half pace, but he collected it well. Handballed it out towards Sperry, who was going half pace too and didn't collect it. Now he gets it on the bounce. Tips a little kick in towards Lucas, who lumbers into the test mark in the centre field position. Gets a handball away to Wiskin, who was motionless. Did it well, though, as he got away from his opponent. Off to Coffey and back to Wiskin, the old one, too. And a nice little short pass by Wiskin. Finds Ian Creasy inside the 50, but perhaps out of goal-scoring distance. A couple of leads coming there. One from Parrott. Creasy thinks he can kick it. Kicks high towards the goal square, which is where it'll land. Steve Lewis has got to do battle. The Rover does battle with a back pocket player, Michael Cusack, and the ball's knocked through for one behind.
That's one of their few forays forward this quarter for Hastings. It's been mainly in the Rosebud forward line and across the centre, and they've done it very well so far, Rosebud.
Messing it around too much in the midfield, Hastings. The ball back in the play by Wilson. Coffey can't mark forward to deck. Rowan White gets the kick. Kicks towards centre wing. Phil Jeffries in front. He goes for it. Wilson stays back in the ball.
Good tackle, Phil.
Back and turn handball to Sapias. One of his few possessions for the day. Back to Wilson. They've got nowhere to go, Hastings. Wilson goes short looking for Coffey and finds him over the back of O'Brien. Coffey just in the attacking side of centre goes long. That's better. Looking for Rhodes over the back. He always had that one. He had the set and he had the mark over the back of Bowering and Hastings. Desperate goal needed here. It'll be the young boy Rhodes. Inside 50 will kick.
Just coming on, we see Brew coming on, and it looks like Rosebud is employing a Rover as loose in the back line and then changing the other Rover off the bench.
That's what they're doing.
Worked to perfection this quarter. Peckside kicks. Rhodes comes in. Kicks for goal. He's kicked it. Hastings it back. 7-9-51 trial by goal. And you're on 3RPP, your country football station.
Your best mate. His mother. Her sister. Your brother. His girlfriend. Your aunt. A famous TV star. A lawyer. A doctor. Have all listened to Alan Dodge. Alan is a respected clairvoyant, acknowledged via television, radio, and the press worldwide, and your host on 3RPP every other Tuesday from 3 till 4 p.m. with a paranormal experience. Today's football action has been sponsored by Alan Dodge Clairvoyant. Phone 059 88 4463.
We've played 25 minutes and there's 5 points in this Division 2 Grand Final. It's Hastings going forward again through Parrott in the centre of the ground. Kicks long towards half forward, spilling the mark there. Back there was Peck. But Rosebud getting out of trouble through O'Brien. O'Brien a little chip kick to McKenzie, who's everywhere. McKenzie now kicks towards half forward. The chance there for Sapace, and he gets a little shove in the back. And no, it's going the other way.
Yes, there was a bit of shepherding off the ball there.
It's going to Peter Johnson, the free kick, and he'll put Rosebud deep into attack. Kicks towards the lead from Doyle. He's got big men all around him, and one of those big men is big Darryl Lucas, and Lucas takes a strong overhead mark. Kicks out wide towards the post, almost over his head, but he gets back in time to take a one-hander. Ignores one handball and runs around onto his right boot. Kicks back towards the centre, but there's no one there except Gary Glom. Glom fumbles, but he's got time, and he's got support from Andrew Foster. Foster screws it back over his shoulder, and it's all Rosebud down there, and Alan Foster takes the mark on his chest. He's outside scoring distance, about 70 metres from goal as he runs around. Kicks towards the hole. Who's over there? Coming out strongly there again was Lucas and takes the strong mark. There was no one really there for Rosebud making a move. Gets it off to Wilson. Wilson goes long towards Creasy. Oh, uncharacteristic. Dropped the mark in the centre of the ground. His opponent Hill on top of the ball. Yes. And holding the man, the umpire rules, and Tim Hill will take the free kick. And we haven't seen that free kick paid for 20 years in Australian rules football. As the kick back is taken by Pat Foy on a half-back flank, and he's got a 50-metre penalty. As we played 27 minutes, 8-9-57 Rosebud, 7-9-51 Hastings, and Pat Foy, the Hastings captain coach, has the ball forward of the centre, and that was quite a short 50-metre penalty. Little chip kick goes in and finds Scott Williams, still outside the 50. He goes short again, not sure who he was looking for there, it doesn't find him, whoever it was. Tim Hill goes in on top of the ball. Ball comes out for Glom, who's playing a good game. Gets it off to Brew. He's tackled and slung as he kicked. In they go hard again, a chance for Williams. Williams collects, tries to beat his man, he can't do it. Well tackled by McKenzie. Now it's a chance for Rowan White. Gets little handball away from McKenzie. To the ball.
He was handballing to Cusack.
Yes, that's a very ordinary free kick. He's given it to him for out of bounds, deliberate out of bounds. He's about 60 metres out from goal. And who's got it? Rhodes, is it?
I couldn't even pick up that free kick, but it's Steve Lewis who's got the ball. And well called, because I certainly missed what that free kick was for. And Lewis, awkward looking kick, it could have been the 50 penalty.
Yes, the umpires have had a very bad 5 minutes here, and they've given some very ordinary free kicks, and they've now cost Rosebud a goal.
And Steve Lewis can level the scores here.
He will level the scores.
He's taking him to the goal line, so he can't miss.
That's right, he's going to level the scores here, and
I hope this doesn't unsettle Rosebud.
No, well, I certainly hope it doesn't mar the game either. I hope they get back on track, the umpires here, because that was two very, very ordinary decisions, and I mean, Rosebud have just got to settle down now. Lewis lines up and kicks the goal, and that takes both sides on to 8 goals, 9, 57, and 3RPP is country football.
Today's 3RPP MPNFL Premiership football coverage is sponsored by Peninsula Sports and Leisure, providing gym, aerobic, step Reebok, circuit body tighten, spa, sauna and indoor heated pool. Tennis, squash and netball also available. Peninsula Sports and Leisure, Clower Street, Seaford. Phone 03 786 9333.
29 minutes gone, third quarter, and scores are level here at Frankston Oval. And don't forget, Hastings is playing one man short at the end of this third quarter with Sean Mays sent off the ground. They fought back well, Hastings, courtesy of a couple of lucky free kicks.
That wind's dropped out too, just about. There's not very much advantage now.
As we're back in the centre with McRae and Lucas, they've rucked all day. This time it's Lucas getting the tap down. Chance for Rhodes running onto it. He's running wide towards the wing and he's running out of ground. Oh, turned around brilliantly and got out of trouble. Handball off to Wiskin and back to Rhodes, and now he's going to kick long. A chance for Hastings in the dying seconds of this quarter. The ball's tucked away from Erfurt. Chance for Scott Williams running onto it. He's got it in front of him. He's dodging and weaving. He gets it off to Steve Lewis. Lewis steps it over his shoulder. Who's in the goal square? It's all Rosebud back there. And standing his ground, taking a gutsy mark. Back there, was that Gary Glom again? I think it was. He gets it off to Phil Jeffries. Jeffries a little chip kick to Aaron Brew at half back, and Rosebud are going to get out of trouble here. Aaron Brew goes back. He's got movement up from Glom and from Rowan White. White does the shepherding. Glom almost took the mark. Play on, says the umpire. Chance for Brew coming through solidly again. Andrew Foster in there, and Phil Jeffries comes through strongly to see the ball out of bounds.
Yes, well, it was a very good effort there by Jeffries, and Rosebud are now defending grimly now as Hastings has got a bit of a run on.
31-minute mark, the ball just 50-metre line there for Hastings. The throw-in comes towards Bowring. He gets it out towards White, back to Brew. Brew tackled by Creasy, good tackle. He just dropped that then. Back towards Glum. Glum's got to clear it. Look out, here's Pat Foy. Where is it? It's between your legs. He's got it now. He's inside 50. Kick. Looking down there for someone coming out there was Hill. He's dropped on this to let Hastings in. Barry ducked. He said, that's holding the ball, umpire.
That was holding the ball too. He said certainly ducked his head there. And there was a free kick before that for in the back too. A Hastings player pushed, I think it was Timothy Chadwick, right in the middle of the back.
So the pressure getting to everyone at the moment here at Frankston Park. Umpire Watts for the bounce on the 50. Siren only seconds away in the third. There it is. Three-quarter time scores 8-9 to 57 Rosebud. 8-9 57 Hastings. We'll gain our composure and be back shortly.
Every footy player's dream is to head the winning team. That's what keeps the competition tough. And competition says it all as they fly for the ball. Second best is never good enough. And they depend on you for support to see them through. To cheer them on every time they play. They're part of you after all, the mighty VCFL. And they need to know you're with them all the way. So come on, support your local football. Let's get the game up where it ought to be. They get a bumper, yeah, for country football. 'Cause country football is a part of you and me. VCFL. A part of you and me.
You're listening. Run this quarter out like they've never run a quarter out before in their lives, because they are kicking against slight threes, and it's going to be a difficult quarter for both sides, but I think the one with the most desire will win this game.
I guess that move is why Chris Ball is the interleague coach of the MPNFL.
That's the Blackadder himself. There he is in full form.
It's very well tipped, and the crowd just clearing the ground here.
Barry, you give him a little bit of strength on the ball at the moment too. Could be a good move, this.
And there's the siren to start the final quarter of MPNFL Division 2 football for 1992, and scores are deadlocked here. Rosebud 57, Hastings 57. McRae and Lucas, no one gets a clear tap away. Creasy's into the centre, gets an ineffective kick out wide towards the wing. Coming through strongly was Parrott, but he's met solidly. A chance now for Hastings to go forward as out to the ball is Rhodes. Takes a strong chest mark. Sylvester was behind. Gets the quick handball away as Rhodes. In towards half forward. Weskin's got it. Parrott knocks it out of his hands. In they go after it, the Rosebud defenders. Off the ground there. Oh, Gary Glom copped one high. In fact, it was the football copping him in the mush. Kick comes in towards full forward, and it's a mark to Hastings.
Urfus.
Andrew Urfus, the full forward.
Yes, Urfus got the kick. He'd be about 20 metres out from goal on a very slight angle, and that was very well run there by Hastings, and they're going to have the first shot for goal, and he will put them in front.
Only 2 possessions for the game so far, Urfus. He's got 1 goal, 1, and Scott Wilson has come back from a fairly quiet day last week to do a top job to date.
Why wouldn't Mackenzie have been on the ball at the start of this last quarter?
Oh, only an injury, I'd say.
Urfus, it looks good off the boot. It's fading away a little bit, but I think it's through. It's a goal to Hastings. First blood in the final quarter, and Hastings hit the front again. 10 goals, 9. 69. 9 goals, 9, sorry. I've given them 2 goals for that. 9 goals, 9, 63. Leading Rosebud 8-9, 57.
So the action.
We'll stay here. We won't take a break from this.
Well, it was a very good start for Hastings there, and Urfus actually had a good lead there. A good lead, was delivered well, and that will give them a lot of confidence for the rest of the quarter, and for possibly a flag at the end of it.
May's about to come back on after his 15 minutes in the sin bin.
Gary Glom's okay too.
There's the bounce. It's a good one by Shaw. One out of the ruck by Lucas. Going through was Bowring, and he'll get the free kick too high, and it's Simon Powell is back on the ground, so whatever was wrong with him, he must be better now. He's on the wing, and there's the Bowring from the centre. Go, kicking long, looking for Doyle in front. Here's Chadwick's chance. He kicked a couple last week. He couldn't grab it that time. Coming through was Gene Smith. He bottles it up there for Hastings. And there'll be a bounce. Timmy Chadwick says, why didn't I grab it?
It just didn't bounce into his hands then, but if it had, it could have been very dangerous for Hastings.
The bounce will be 45 metres out from Rosebud's goal. They need to answer Hastings. Trailing by 6 points. We've only played 3 minutes in this final term. Umpire Watford puts it down. It's a shocker. It comes out to Bowring with his left foot. Goes to Doyle. He can't control it. He's sandwiched by 2 Hastings players. Out towards Lucas. He's been a great player all day. Back to Wilson. His right foot kicks off the side of the boot. It might find the boundary line. Mays has just come back on the ground. Can get in the action straight away. He tackles Hill. Hill gets around one another. Handball to Timmy Chadwick.
Oh, yes.
But the bounce doesn't favour him. So there'll be another throw in. 55 metres around. We're talking the social club side of the ground here at Frankston Park with Rosebud kicking the Car Street in. The throw in, Lucas. It goes down to 4. He can't control it. And there must be something about that pocket, Mickey Ellis, because that's where it's thrown in again.
And just checking the flags down there, the breeze has dropped to nothing. It's only a zephyr out there. We can kick goals at both ends. Hastings leading by a goal as we've played 5 minutes. Ball comes back into play, but it's immediately knocked out again. In fact, there's a free kick, and it's going the way of Hastings, and Shane Sperry will do the honours and clear out of the Hastings defence. Kicks wide towards the wing. He's looking for Lucas. Lucas goes up in front but can't mark. Creasy's behind. Goes in after it with his opponent, Hill. They both hit the ground, and coming over the top is Phil Jeffries to make sure of a bounce.
Yes, Phil Jeffries was right there at the bottom of that pack there, and all the Rosebud players have got to be there, and they've got to force this ball up forward.
Centre wing position, awkward looking bounce, favours Lucas. Lucas gets a tap away to Whiskin. Whiskin snaps it over his shoulder. Creasy stands his ground in front of the pack. Good mark. And Creasy will put Hastings into attack. The little lead comes from Simon Powell. Also over there is Wilson. Can't take the mark. Coming through was Rowan White. He's tackled. Bowring now gets a touch. Handball's off to McRae. McRae's in trouble though. He loses it. Where's it gone? It's behind you, son. In they go after it. Jeffries can't gather. Chance for Whiskin.
Good hand.
Handball's off now to Foy, who's clear in the centre field position. Kick towards Lewis. A great mark at centre half forward by the little rover. Good hands, and he'll kick from about 60 metres out. Too far to kick the distance. He'll want to lead. Craig Perrott supplies him with one. He ignores it though.
Phil Jeffries and Gary Wilson just having a little kiss and cuddle behind play too.
Long kick by Lewis towards full forward. We saw him kick a big torpedo earlier. This one doesn't make the distance. In they go after it. Hill's there. Can't pick it up cleanly. Now it spills out of the pack and out of bounds. There'll be a throw in about 15 metres around from the Rosebud goal.
It looks like Wilson could have done a hamstring too back here for Hastings. He's holding a hamstring, and after he got up from that little to-do with Phil Jeffries. And
throw in. He comes back towards Hardwick. He clears back only to Mays. Mays and his right foot kicks to centre position, centre half forward position there for Hastings. Can't control it there was Mackenzie. Foster diving on top of it. Comes out now, a good carry kick there by Whiskin. Back to that's Hill now for Rosebud. He'll clear with a right foot kick to half back. It's a rainmaker. The sun's in their eyes. Mays can't mark, but he's been given a free kick.
Very
a little bit soft. And that's the person in the crowd probably aptly described it. Mays goes forward now, and it's marked there by, in turn by Glum there for Rosebud. It comes down and handball to Wilson. He's going to run out of half-back with one bounce. Goes long towards the wing. It's not a really good kick. Over the back, can't mark Foster. Has he got the pace to run away from some players? He's got away once, but Gene Smith comes through. You won't get away from me, says Gene. And he takes the ball over the line and out of bounds. A throw in on Rosebud's half-forward line now. Grandstand side of the ground. There's the throw in. Over the back, Lucas grabs it out of the ruck this time. Handballs to Powell. He's just dropped it cold. Play on, says the umpire. Powell's got another chance. Can't get rid of it. Comes out towards Alan Foster. He can't clear. Now there's a chance. Andrew Foster. On your left, it's Alan, sorry. It kicks over towards Chadwick. Can't mark. Too strong for McCartney. Handballs in turn to Sperry, and he'll clear across half back with the left foot. Long. Who's there for Hastings? Coming through is it's Creasy. He's got three.
Hold the man.
Free kick. You had the numbers, Rosebud, and they've given away free kicks to Creasy.
Yes, he was grabbed there without the ball, and it was a very crude tackle there where the ball was free.
Creasy, it's dark clouds hover over Frankston Park now. Creasy on the centre wing, looking to go long. The mark, Rose has got to come over the top of Mark. He had his name on it. He couldn't grab hold of it. Forward with pace around the boundary. Kicks a dribbler towards Powell. He comes through with a good hip and shoulder on Bowring. Near the boundary. Throw it out of bounds, really.
Well, that was a hell of a lot more deliberate than the other one over the other side in the third quarter, but that one is deemed a throw-in.
Some ominous signs here for Rosebud as Hastings going in very hard. Some great shepherding work down behind the play there, and some good work by Gene Smith. As the ball's back into play, a chance for Lewis. A little kick only goes as far as Bowring, though, and Bowring clears for Rosebud. He kicks high towards the wide open spaces at half-back. Leading in the race for it out there is Lucas. Lucas handballs it back into the wide open spaces in the pocket. But Andrew Foster's there for Rosebud, and they're going to get out of trouble here. And they're going to run it out of trouble as it comes out to Mackenzie. Mackenzie, quick handball away as Rosebud trying to run it through the centre position. Gary Wilson comes in strongly and upsets their plans. Coming through again there was Sean Mays. Mays on the left boot. Looking, he's got a man loose here. Andy Wiskin's loose on the half-forward line. He's close to the boundary. He chips it in short. Who's he looking for? Simon Powell. Can't take the mark. He's spoiled by Hill. He goes in after it again, Powell. They dive in on top of him, though. Desperate defence. And the ball's still in play out there.
Kicked out of bounds on the full now.
Out of bounds on the full there. And there'll be a relieving free kick going Hastings' way, I think.
That's right. No, going Rosebud's way. Yep. Yes. very desperate play there. The players were absolutely throwing themselves in.
Tim Hill's got the ball. He's going to go wide to the grandstand flank. Who's he looking for out there? It's Lucas who takes the mark. He's really come into the game. Handball's off to Foy, who's been busy. Foy, get it onto his left boot. He's gone back towards the boundary line. A couple of Hastings players in front over there, but they're well spoiled. A chance again for Hastings as the handball comes to Simon Powell. He runs around. He's got to snap it over his shoulder. The crowd likes it, though. I think it could be a goal to the skipper. It is. Goal to Hastings. 10 goals, 9, 69 now. Leading Rosebud 8-9, 57, and 3RPP is country football.
3RPP's live broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series is brought to you by LJ Hooker, Peninsula Real Estate Agents, auctioneers and property managers, offering service in new and established homes and rural properties. LJ Hooker, with offices situated in Frankston, Somerville, Mornington and Langwarrin. Telephone 03 783 7833.
Back with the action, there's the bounce. Rosebud needs to answer. It's come out to Mays. He's lifted him since he's come back on the ground. Hardwick gets out of the centre. Looking there, but chipping across is Mean Gene Smith. He's handballed to no one. It's gone back to McKenzie. He looks like he's might have run out of legs a bit. McKenzie's kick looking for Baring. He sat underneath that one. And Pat Foy comes over the top and punches it away. The race is on for Payas and Foster. Off the ground, Pat Foy again. That was McCartney that time. Towards the boundary line. Parrott keeps it in. Hastings are looking the good. Parrott inside the half-forward, kicking and finding out first.
Yeah, it's a great kick there by Parrott, and he hit Burfus right on the chest, and he'll kick from about 42 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and if he puts this one through, we could very well have our potential premiers signed and sealed.
Really lifted this quarter, haven't I think?
They certainly have.
Danger signs for Rosebud here. If their first got a kick inside 50, I think he'd struggle. We haven't seen anyone kick this sort of distance all day. Just if he gets it through, Hastings could be the Blue Boys premiership.
The flag on the grandstand is motionless. There's no breeze whatsoever here.
In he comes, kicking inside 50. There's the kick. Distance looks good. Accuracy's pretty good too. Goal! Hastings are 3 up. Is it the premiership? You'll find out shortly. You're on 3RPP, your country football station.
This 3RPP live broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series is sponsored by Action Cricket, providing men's, ladies, mixed and junior competitions for indoor cricket, netball and four-a-side v-ball. Sports bar facility open from 12 noon daily. Action Cricket, situated at 81 Hartnett Drive, Seaford. Telephone 03 786 0466.
Rosebud heads are down. Hastings is pumped up as the bounce favours no one, but Simon Powell's got it on centre wing. Hooks it back over his shoulder. The bounce beats Glom. A chance there for Rhodes. Coming through strongly with Sylvester. Sylvester and Bowering combine, and Bowering kicks it back towards the wing position. But it's all Hastings there. It's coming through with the pace. Oh, Andy Whiskin's all by himself at centre half forward. Whiskin runs, kicks towards the vacant goal scorer. It's bouncing, it's gone through. A goal to Hastings.
Great goal by Whiskin there.
12-9-81 now, leading Rosebud 8-9-57. 12 minutes gone in the final quarter. A 4-goal lead to Hastings. I don't think Rosebud can come back from here, Barrymore.
No, I don't think so. Hastings is just finishing all over the top of them. I think it must have been a last-ditch effort in the third quarter by Rosebud because they put everything into it, but they've got no run in their legs whatsoever now.
As we're back in the centre. 4 goals to margin all of a sudden. They kicked the first 4 goals in 12 minutes this quarter. Up they go. McRae trying to lift his side, gets a big thump away, but Wilson's in the way at half-back. His kick's not effective. Rosebud's still going in hard. They haven't given it away, and they force a bounce slightly forward of the centre. They're kicking to the Cars Road end, but they're finding headway very hard.
A lot of the runs got out of the Rosebud legs now. I think last week's hard game might be taking its toll, and Hastings just looked the fresher side.
Players sort themselves out. There's a lot of players around the ball. We're forward of the centre, but if we look down to the Rosebud full forward line, there's only Peter Fenby and his opponent there. Bowering comes through solidly from the bounce, gets a little kick away. Now it's a race and a chance for Alan Foster. Kicks it off the ground in front of him. Still they wait in the goal square. Gary Wilson chips in for Hastings. A chance again, and it's a free kick to Wilson.
Yes, he put himself in there, Wilson, and they dived on top of him, and he got a free kick for in the back, and he'll relieve the pressure for Hastings deep in the back pocket.
Steadying kick from Wilson out to half-back. They set themselves. Big McRae comes over the top with a big fist. Gets it down towards Johnson, but his kick is marked in defence by McCartney. Now McCartney running out of the back line. Fenby forced to give chase on his dummy leg. Long kick towards centre half back, but taking the mark there for Rosebud is Mark Bowring, who's on the ball in this quarter. There's plenty of directions there telling him where to kick it, but in fact the only person he manages to find with a kick is Luke Pace in the hole at centre half back. The pace goes looking for Lucas at the back. Lucas takes a strong mark over the top of Andrew Foster, and Hastings steady in defence. Look like they've got this game won. Lucas gives the handball away to Foy. He dummies and finally kicks wide. He's got two players out here. One is Parrott. He gathers, goes for a little bit of a run. It's May, in fact. Kicking towards Steve Lewis. Overruns the ball at half forward, but Hastings in attack again. Parrott overruns it. Chance for Lewis. Close to the boundary line and out of bounds. About 60 metres around from the Hastings goal.
Cameron Doyle's out there trying to gee his troops up for another final effort, but I think the run's gone out of their legs now.
Hastings are growing an extra leg in this final term. There's the throw in. Bowring takes out the ruck, tries to charge through. He can't do it. He can't get away. Doyle handballs in turn back to Sylvester. He kicks. No one's home. Sean Mays. He's marked at centre wing, grandstand side of the ground. We played 15 minutes. Hastings, they've gone through some hard times the last few years. Is this their year? Mays goes long, looking for Rhodes. Over the back, Sylvester can't mark. Well raised by
Hardwick, runs across half-back, has one bounce. Handball to McKenzie. He looks buggered. McKenzie through centre with a short pass. Looking for up there is Johnson. He can't mark. Over the top was White for a tackle.
Round the neck.
To Foster, and he gets the free kick. So Foster takes the free.
At centre half forward, he needs someone down there. Fenby can't run. He's virtually limited to the goal square. He goes short looking for the lead there, and in turn has found Peck. Well, don't write Rosebud off just yet. There's 15 minutes of footy to go, and if Peck can put this through...
Gary Glom's just come off, been replaced by Chadwick.
Peck kicks now, 35 metres out. If they're going to be a chance, he had to kick that. He didn't.
He did kick it.
He did.
The goal, don't worry about that.
Right up. You're on 3RPP, your country football station.
Sponsoring 3RPP, HGS Communications for all telephone installations, service and repairs. PABX design, installation and programming. Telephone 03 696 4488.
Ken Rosebud. Man a challenge. We played 16 minutes. They trail 9-9-63. Hastings 12-9, 81. That's 18 points. There's a good 14 minutes of footy left. Don't write Rosebud off just yet. There's the bounce. Up goes McRae. The big pass. Well roved over by Foy. He's been gallant all day. Conlon ducks his head. And he's been given a free kick, umpire.
Very soft. Greg Watford, the umpire. Yeah, very soft.
There's Conlon in the centre of the ground. He'll put Hastings into attack. Looking for Rhodes. Someone's going to have to jump over him to spoil. Sylvester does. And hits the deck. Coming through is McKenzie. McKenzie with the right foot. Puts it long, but no one's home for Rosebud. It's only Mean Gene Smith back there. He gets around one. Trip. Play on the call. Now he's tackled. Will they stop this up, Hastings? There's a kick off the ground by Foster. Coming through, Wilson off the ground. It's Ted Miles the butter up. Handball over the top in turn to Speary. He keeps running. He's going to get back onto his left. Kicks towards it.
Downfield.
Stupid play because they had Phil Jeffries there. So it'll go downfield as a result, and Simon Ford will take the free kick at the centre wing position. There's his kick. Umpire Shaw says the mark's up here, which is nowhere near where the ball bounced, but anyway, you can play it there. Play on the talk. He's kicked a wobbly one to centre. Wilson's kick can't grab on it. Coming through his Hardwick. Players pile on top of it. Umpire Watson says, I'll bounce it now. He's played 17 minutes. Hastings still lead by 18 points. Dead sets it on the ground.
You get the feeling that Rosebud are mounting their last challenge now. They're just throwing themselves at the ball any way they can, and I think this is their last go. They must kick goals now, otherwise they're gone.
They just need an element of luck. They need the ball to bounce their way, Rosebud. It's a bounce in the centre of the ground. Lucas gets a little tap away, but it only goes to Andrew Foster. Foster handballs. Here's a chance for Peck. Peck handballs over the top to McKenzie. He's under pressure. Well tackled from behind. Play on the call. Players are tired. They're just diving on top of one another. The ball comes out to Andrew Foster. Off to Rowan White. He's clear to Bowring. Bowring goes one way back onto his left. Now he screws it around. Kevin Miles in front. The ball's behind him though. It's for pace now. Buttering up for Hastings. Kicks out wide towards Perrott on centre wing, and the ball's out of bounds.
Bowring should have handballed to Foster there.
Bowring, all at sea now in this last quarter. He's really gone from in red-hot form to right out of form in the course of 1 week as the throw-in comes. Chance here out of the pack by Johnson for Rosebud. Kicks towards full forward. Foster spoils, but it's all Hastings back there, and Andrew McCartney's going to clear. He's going to kick towards the wing position. Up there is Powell. Oh, I can't take the mark. He's just not himself today. The ball comes to ground. Hastings in front now, and they've got a free kick. This is Andy Wiskin. Wiskin's got a little chip kick. He finds Powell now. Powell handballs on. Hastings running. This could be Creasy at the 50. Kicks long towards full forward. There's no one in the square, but it doesn't matter because the kick's astray, and it's River behind. One very handy behind it could be, though, for Hastings as we check the scoreboard. And no, he won't, because the scoreboard attendant's standing right in front of it.
19-minute mark. Full ball back in the play there, looking for Bowring, and he's in the half-back line. You've got to do something constructive now. It's a short pass in the centre. That's not constructive. It's gone straight to Simon Powell. He's tackled by Wayne McRae. He's got the quick kick away towards the 50-metre line there for Hastings. Parrott can't pick up. Kick off the ground by Hardwick. He'll kick it off the ground again. He does towards centre wing. Who's there for Hastings? Coming through is Johnson. Grabs it but falls. Chadwick, handball off. It's a throw for umpire.
Shocking decision. Gee, the ball's just not running for Rosebud now, is it?
That's the way sometimes it goes. The handball back and torn now to Sean Mays. Mays at centre wing, grandstand side of the ground, kicks the high one up. It's what's going on here? Free kick downfield. I missed that one.
Well, there's a Hastings player lying on the ground there, motionless. I'm not sure who it is.
Where it happened with the Shepherder and
split face.
I don't know who the Shepherder was at the time, but he's down. Rhodes has got the free kick from 50.
Peter Johnson's the man they're remonstrating with.
From 50 Rhodes. Hastings don't need to fight. They've got this grand final in the bag. He won't make the distance from here, I wouldn't think, Rhodes. He kicks. It's high, it's long, it's going to land in the square. Over the back, trying to mark was Bowring. Ball hits the deck, players dive on. Get it out, someone. Umpire sure says you don't, so I'll bounce. 3 metres out, and a little bit of a duty.
He's up, that player. He's okay.
Pocket there, and they have a little bit of a wrestle. It's Bowring and Creasy going at it. It's umpire sure you're better off just to bounce and get the game on with. We've played 21 minutes now, and the scores there: Rosebud 9-9-63, Hastings 12-10-82. Work that score out, Mickey. 25, 21 points. 19 points.
19 points.
That's as good as 4 goals to bounce up.
And away it goes again now. Rosebud working it out of trouble, but chipping in was Parrott. And gentlemen, we'll need to select our best player in the next few minutes for the presentation. Darryl Lucas has won nomination. I think.
I think Lucas has been a stalwart for Hastings today. He's been there when they needed him. He's taken some big marks, fed the ball out, and he's been very good around the ground all day.
And Rosebud getting out of trouble now through Peck. He's got it at centre half back. Michael Cusack's calling for the handball. Instead he comes across and does the stepping. Oh, the kick smothered there brilliantly by Mays. Now it's Hastings going back forward. In they go after it. A chance for Rhodes. He's tackled. Gets a handball away, but Sylvester chips in. Sylvester for Rosebud. Can they mount something? We've played 20 minutes in this final quarter. Oh, Peter Johnson, a big mark at centre half forward.
Could be all too late for Rosebud, though, I think.
Johnson gets back. The lead comes from Fenby. It's pretty half-hearted. Instead he goes for Phil Jeffries and finds him at the true centre half forward position about 50 metres up.
Uncle Phil just tried to fend off his player there. Is that Smith?
Jeffries now, he chips it up. The leads come from Fenby. Comes out in front. Oh, big spoil from behind from Kevin Mullins. Played onto the umpire. Fenby can't chase as it's picked up by forward. Forward dribbles a kick out wide. He's looking for Creasy at centre wing. Creasy gathers, but he's claimed from behind. Too high to the umpire. Playing too high. And Ian Creasy will take the free kick. He might even get a 50 here as Mark Bowring dealt with him a little bit injudiciously on the mark. And there'll be no 50.
Very ordinary decision again by the umpire there. There was nothing in that.
Ian Creasy steadies things down.
Except for the blood coming from Creasy's nose.
No, that wasn't that.
Wasn't it?
Get it from the back of the jump.
Long kick. He's looking for Rhodes, who's in front. Oh, good mark. In front of Sylvester. Good mark at half forward. Now he gets the lead. They're running back underneath it. Simon Powell, he might have to stand there. He does. Can't take the mark, though. I don't think he'll remember much about this grand final. In they go after it. Tim Hill, though, will relieve for Rosebud. Kicks towards half-back again. Up goes Bowring, doing battle with Lucas. The ball comes to ground. Simon gets one.
And he got
gets one too high. Courtesy of Mark Bowring.
And it's on now, and it's a bit late for all this Rosebud. Mark Bowring's done the lolly, and he dealt very ordinarily with forward there, and forward's in a bit of strife behind play. He's not quite sure where he is.
I think he's all right, Tangles. But as you say, it's a lot too late for Rosebud. And Hastings certainly don't want to fight at this stage of the grand final. We've played 23 and a half minutes. They've got a 19-point lead, and they have a free kick. Simon Forward has the ball on centre wing. Forward kicks towards half forward. Who's going to be there? Rhodes is floating across the front of the pack. Can't take the mark as Big McRae spoiled from behind. Chance for Creasy. Gets his boot to the ball and goes straight up in the air. Having to get under it is little Lewis. Falls to Wiskin. Wiskin off to Powell. Let's see what he does with this on his left boot. He kicks it out of bounds on the full, and I'm sure he won't remember much about this grand final when he wakes up in the morning.
Simon Ford has just been replaced by Coffey, so he must have been hurt of that blow to the head area.
Well, we've played just under 24 minutes now, nearly in the time on, and it's Hastings by 19 points. Couldn't lose it from here. Wilson brings the ball in from out of bounds. Kicks long, looking for, can't find his teammate there in the, that was Jeffries. The ball kicked out in turn towards McKenzie. Coming through was Lewis. He gets around McKenzie easy. Lewis with his short pass, looking for and finding Parrott. Parrott it is. He's marked. He'll kick the distance from there. Parrott, and you like the goal.
He kicked this.
We'll certainly back him, and
this would
it's the type of game now, where a situation now where if you can kick a goal, you can watch it on the video all night.
That's right. This is it. This is the cream of the season coming up for Hastings now, because I think they've got this wrapped up, and he'll shoot from about 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and he comes in very deliberately with a drop punt. Kicks towards goal. It looks good. The crowd like it. The Hastings players like it. He's put it through. And that moves the side on Hastings to 13 goals 10, 88 in front of Rosebud at 9-9-63, and 3RPP is country football.
This live and exclusive broadcast of the MPNFL Final Series has been brought to you by Hillview Quarries of Dramana, suppliers of crushed rock, screening, wet mix and quarry rubble. Hillview Quarry is located in Hillview Quarry Drive, Dramana. Telephone 059 872600.
Back with the action here. We've played 26 minutes in this final quarter. There's a free kick out of the centre going to Rosebud. Big Wild McRae takes it and plays on, kicking long. At the back was Rhodes in turn by Jeffries. Handball off. He didn't find his teammate there in Peck. He tripped as he tried to get around. Coming through was Miles. Can't grab it. Handball off now in turn. Jeffries one trying to get out as he held. Versus the umpire. Still a little slow one.
Yeah, see, I think he was just trying to punch the ball out of the pack there.
I think he might have got away with it, as Phil.
Yes.
And I think he might have even...
no, he's got a free kick, yes.
So the free kick there to go to Wilson in the back pocket for Hastings. Switches play straight across to Shaun Mays. He's made amends since being sent off. Kicks long, looking for Parrott on the lead on the half-back flank, and he's got him. Parrott in front of the small scoreboard, grandstand side of the ground. Kicks towards, just on the attacking side, and finds Rhodes. He's been sensational all day. He kicks long, looking for Coffey, or in front there was Creasy couldn't mark. Over the back it goes. Creasy does his own roving. Handballs in turn towards Powell. Can't grab it. It's getting dark in the pocket. Coming through was Wisket. Good tackle. Play on to call. Coming out there. Wilson was tackled as well. Players going everywhere. Powell can't get it. Rose by Coffey. A quick kick. The ball sticks in the mud. Off the ground. Lewis can't do it. Umpire says, what's with that?
Free kick to Rosebud there.
That's in danger. And the free kick will go to Hardwick.
3 minutes left in this MPNFL season for the Division 2 clubs, and only one decision left, and that is who's going to receive the flag, and I don't think there's much doubt about that, as Hastings hold a 19-point lead. The kick comes out wide towards the wing, and it's marked by Mays. Shaun Mays, a little kick in towards Lucas, who's been sensational in the ruck. Gets a handball away to Foy. Foy on the run at half forward. A little chip kick in. Oh, bounces off Urfa's chest. Chance for Sylvester to relieve. He can't do so. Rhodes goes through strongly. They pile in on top of the ball. And now a chance as they set it up for Simon Powell. Can he kick a goal this time? No, just offline, Simon Powell. And Simon Powell kicked 2 goals 1. He opened up the first goal of the day. He kicked an important one earlier. And 2 goals 1 to his return. He probably hasn't had much influence on the game apart from that. The kick in, though, comes from Wilson. He's looking out wide. Can't get it, can't find a target out there though. As Mays gets a kick in towards full forward. It's Lewis in fact. But they rush it through for a behind. In the dying moments of this game, it's Rosebud 9-9-63, trailing Hastings 13 goals. What would that be? 89 points, 89 to 63.
The kick in, it finds Peck at half back. Peck goes to play on, but umpire says no, you're right, he'll go back. Going to kick in towards the centre. We've got about 2 minutes of football to play. Kicks long. But the big man there's Lucas to spoil. The ball with the deck. He does his own roving as well, the big fella. Doyle dives on top of it. Tackled by McCartney. He can't get rid of that. And up by Shaw says, I'll bounce. Just on the half-forward line in front of the main scoreboard here at Frankston Park, where the time clock says 29 minutes. The bounce by Shaw. Finally for Hastings after a few years of trying. That's ridiculous play by Bowring.
Bowring's trying to make sure a few of them remember the
I think he's lost
game.
the clock, Bowring.
Lucas kicks to Sperry. Sperry at the half forward. Goes with a short pass. Finds Parrott. He's limping, but he's got the mark anyway. Kicks long. Looking for Powell. Can he mark?
Oh, great mark to Powell. Fantastic mark. And that was very good play there by Hastings to get the ball down there. And there's a fella in the centre half forward. That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
Brian Hastings. Hastings Football Club, Premiers 1992 Division 2. Simon Powell might take the kick, he might not. Don't worry about it, son. They've won 13-12-90 to Rosebud 9-9-63. He's going to have his kick anyway. But Hastings, the grand final.
I think he'll bother about it too much, would he?
One for the video, this.
Well, that's right.
Video one, yeah.
One for the video.
For the rest of your life as he runs in, kicks.
He's put it
kicked
through.
So that's moved on to 14-12-96. They've ended up winning by 33 points here at Frankston Park. We'll be back here shortly to enjoy Hastings' victory.
This afternoon's live football coverage from Frankston Park is sponsored by Pura Dairy, providing light, skim, modified family and calcium choice milks, cream and custard. Pura Dairies Limited, Wells Road, Chelsea Heights, supporting 3RPP and local football on the peninsula.
Head the winning team. That's what keeps the competition tough. And competition says it all. If they fly for the ball, second best is never good enough. And they depend on you for support to see them through. To cheer them on every time they play. They're part of you after all, the mighty VCFL. And they need to know you're with them all the way. So come on, support your local football. Let's get the game up where it ought to be. Make it a bumper year for country football. 'Cause country football is a part of you and me. VCFL, a part of you and me.
This afternoon's Mornington Peninsula Nepean Football League finals action has been brought to you by the following supporters of local football. R&J Distributors, the Coca-Cola Company, Print Scene General Printers of Seaford, and Carlton and United Breweries.
You're listening to the MPNFL Division 2 Grand Final, Hastings versus Rosebud.
Live and exclusive across the peninsula.
Certainly has been, and what a live and exclusive day it's been here at Frankston. Fantastic grand final. Hastings, well, at three-quarter time we thought it was going to be the Buds, but true character shown by Hastings. They've bounced back and won convincingly in the end. 9-9-63 Rosebud, 14-12-96 Hastings. Players in the middle of the ground at the moment. They'll be moving over to the presentation area soon. But a big crowd there, Mickey, and really a thoroughly enjoyable game of football.
It was a magnificent game, and well, all credit to Hastings. They were the top side, and they've proved it in the grand final. You do have to feel, though, for the Rosebud camp. They're as the Hastings crowd is helping the players off the ground. They cheered Pat Foy along there for a while, but you look over at the Rosebud camp and a very disconsolate group of players. They've lost 2 grand finals on the trot. Last year they went in as the favourites, and possibly today even they went in as favourites after their great form earlier in the finals. They were down a little bit early in the first quarter. They fought back. They got to scores level at three-quarter time, and they were coming home to the scoring end. But the effort, I think, took its toll. The effort of the finals, the effort of the first 3 quarters, and it was Hastings who came home with the goods in the final quarter, and they'll certainly be jubilant. They came down from Division 1 2-3 years ago. The first year down, they were on top of the ladder. They went out of the finals in straight sets. Last year they came into the finals in 3rd or 4th spot, and they came in almost as the favourites, as a form side, and they were bundled out by Bond Beach in a huge upset. So they entered these finals yet to win one.
Wasn't that huge, Mick?
Since they'd been in Division 2, and here they are. They won the second semi-final convincingly over Pearsdale, and they fought off Rosebud several times in this grand final to, in the end, win by 5 goals or 33 points.
I thought as the flow of the play was going, when Rosebud got in front in the third quarter against the wind, I thought, gee, they're really going to run this out and win the one that they should have won last year in their own minds. But you'd have to question their side now. They've lost 2 grand finals. They're 2 pressure games. There's no real excuse as far as Rosebud are concerned. Hastings won. They were the better side on the day. Personally, I thought the umpiring was a bit inconsistent today, but I don't think it had an effect on the final outcome of the game. Hastings were the best side.
Well, Rosebud will take 1 flag home with them today for their day's work. The under-17s got up and won by a goal in another close finish, and that was certainly a boil-over against the previously undefeated Langwarrin. Carrum has a flag to show for their day at the footy. They won the reserves convincingly over Langwarrin. Not such a great day for Langwarrin supporters. And Hastings has the big one. Well, they've certainly worked hard for it. They've had their problems at the presentation at the moment. They're going to announce the best player.
The Rosebud players are staying out in the ground for this, which I think is pretty much
Number 3, Gary Walter.
They're presenting the medallions. Darryl Lucas.
I think you've got to give Rosebud some sort of credit. I think they've done a great job to make the grand final. And I know, having been down on the peninsula at the start of the year, that they were really struggling pre-season. They were having 10 blokes for training, and they started the year so slowly. They lost a lot of players over the summer, and really done a fantastic job to make the grand final. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough good players in the day. Hastings, fantastic last quarter, and they thoroughly deserved their win.
Hastings, of course, had their problems as well with crisis meetings during the season, and had their financial problems with the change in fixtures because of the interleague games. They went for 7 weeks in a row without having a home game, and that affected them financially. They had to ask players to defer payments or to take reduced payments, and they've come through and won the grand final.
This will balance their books, Mick, because Kings Creek Hotel had the incentive there, $2,000 for a premiership, and Hastings have got it.
Well, that might cover their payments for this afternoon. Best players, as the Hastings players are being introduced to the crowd and being presented with their medallions. Best players, it's Chris Bull. Suddenly next to us, Chris Bull, Bombees coach. A well-deserved win for Hastings in the end.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah. It was a good turnaround in that third quarter. Actually, in the third quarter, 10 minutes in the last 10 minutes, they sort of put on a couple of goals, and they took it right away from in the last quarter. And I think they really wanted it more. I thought Rosebud had a few blokes injured, I'd say, in the forward line there. I don't reckon that Fenby should have stayed on the ground. They should have had someone else up there, but they would just wanted it more than Rosebud. And well done, Hastings.
Best players, how would you have seen them for first of all for Hastings to win it?
Oh, well, over 4 quarters, I'd say Lucas, number 1. I thought Jamie Rhodes played a great game at centre-half forward. Creasy did a fair job. I thought Pat Foy, he does a lot of hard stuff, gets a lot of good handballs. I thought he was one of their better players too.
They were 3 outstanding players. I think Jason Conlon did a good job on Cameron Doyle, apart from the third quarter when he got away a few times.
Yeah, he did too. He did a great job.
And, well, I think Sean Mays might have been the best players had he not been sent off. As we see the Premiership Cup, it's being held up over there by the captain, Simon Powell, and the coach, Pat Foy. And big cheer goes up to the Hastings crowd as they prepare to do their lap of honour. And I think we might have missed the announcement, but Darryl Lucas, in fact, has won the medal for the best player on the ground.
If we can just interrupt for a minute too, we've got to send a cheerio to Mrs. Hibbett. She's in hospital at the moment. This will be a great tonic for her that Hastings have won the grand final. It's a shame she can't be here to see it, but hope you get better soon. She's listening to the game today, and she'll be really wrapped for the Hastings boys.
Well, I hope someone started a tape recorder for you, Mrs. Hibb, so you can play it over and over again during the summer. But Fred, the Bully, the Rosebud players, well, a little bit harder to find the good players amongst the Rosebud lineup.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought an outstanding player for Rosebud was Phil McKenzie, who did a fine job. The 2 Foster boys played okay. It's pretty hard to find too many Rosebud outstanding players over the 4 quarters. You know, I just don't
I didn't think they weren't consistent enough. So just those players that I mentioned there are probably their best players.
They had some battlers on the back line. The fullback, Scott Wilson, he held Urfus to 3 goals. Tim Hill on the back flank did a reasonable job on Creasy, although Creasy was productive at half forward. And the other back pocket, Michael Cusack, did quite a good job on the resting Rovers. Steve Lewis got away for 2 goals when he was on the forward line, but apart from that, hard to find a winner in the Rosebud defence. And as you say, Andrew Foster was fairly good on a wing. Alan Foster at centre-half forward probably won his position.
Well, I was quite asking, well, we see the Hastings players running around the boundary here, having never experienced that myself. I mean, and you have there at Chelsea. What would these blokes be feeling now, having just won a grand final doing 11 honour?
Oh yeah, it's a tremendous feeling, Brad. Yeah, it's pretty hard to describe really, because you played so hard for it. Straight after the game, you feel so happy, but when you get back and think about it, you know, it's a fantastic effort to get up and win the game. And they're feeling good. They're looking pretty happy too, and I'd say they'll sink a few beers tonight.
A few of them just showing their medals to the commentary box too, in case we hadn't noticed.
Very happy looking. But yeah, fantastic effort. I think Hastings have been through the rough, through the mill the last couple of years, and I know they're a pretty proud club down there. They're pretty close knit, and
two of the biggest smiles too, Braids, on the faces of Kevin Miles, 31 years old. This will be his last premiership, you'd imagine. And Ian Creasy, who even retired during the season and came back about 6 weeks to go, and he's got a big grin from ear to ear, and I'm sure won the match even Mrs. Hibbs in hospital.
And what a great note, like both of them yesterday, we're looking at the time, what a great note to finish. Premiership.
Brad, you just asked Chris what it feels like. I know I was pretty fortunate enough to coach a premiership side at Pines, and I felt after the game that he just wanted to go home. He felt real tired. You know, the next day is great, and the day after, but that night, I know when you got back to the rooms, you know, like, the elation's great, you know, at the time on the ground and in the rooms straight after that, but then when you go back to your own rooms and you sit down and you have a drink and that, and you just feel completely spent, and that's why you see a lot of players go home early on that night, and the next day they really kick on, and but when it's all over you think, cool, you know, just a big weight off your shoulders, and it's over, and thank goodness for that you got through and won. But,